Okay, so I'm doing another Addmaths paper today. So this is the Kelantan trial for Addmaths 2023. This is paper 2. Last video I did paper 1, so this video I'm doing paper 2, right? So I'll be discussing the working for this paper. Okay, let's skip the formula and go with question 1. Okay, let's start here. We read the question first. What makes the value of A that makes the following system have no solution, B have an infinite solution? So this is from 4 chapter 3. It's called system of equation, this chapter, right? So they give us 3 equation here. And if we can look at this, x, y, z is the variable, x, y, z is the variable, x, y, z is the variable. So A is definitely like a constant, right? So what they are asking you to find the value of A that will make this no solution. Solution means answer. So if I say no solution means no answer. All right. How can I make this soalan no answer? Okay. Actually, you need to know that for this system of equation yang involving 3 equation where it has 3 variable, it's either you will get one solution. Okay, one solution. One solution means you either get x one answer, y one answer, z one answer. This is what we call one solution. Or you might get no solution, no solution, or you might also get infinite solution, right? Infinite solution. Okay. But most of the time, when you do the questions, you will always end up with one solution, right? But very rare questions, they will ask, they will, how to say, you will end up with no solution. And how you know whether the question has one answer, no answer, or infinity answer? Okay, if you do everything correctly and you end up with one answer for x, y, z, then it's one solution lah. But if you do everything correctly and you saw and you see this 0 equals number, right? So I put k here, but this k can be any number. It can be 1, it can be 2, it can be 8, it can be 9, it can be 10. So if you do everything correctly, all right, if you do the substitution method or the elimination method correctly, and you end up with this 0 equals k, then you will straight away write there no solution. It means that this question memang tak ada jawapan. No solution means tak ada jawapan, right? But what if you is infinite solution? What you will see in your working, you will see this 0 equals 0. Okay. So I repeat one more time. If you see 0 equals number, it can be any number, then it means this soalan has no answer. But if you see 0 equals 0, it means it has infinity answer. Infinity answer means infinite solution. All right. Okay. Now we already know the type of solution. Now we can start to solve this question. So for question A, they want to find A when it has no solution. No solution means you will definitely see 0 equals K. All right. And the K can be any number, by the way. Right. So I'll just write K here lah. But if you want that to have infinite solution, means you want the working to end up with 0 equals 0, right? So how do we make sure that the working ends up 0, 0 on one side? It's actually very easy. You just do like biasa. So this will call it equation 1. This one I will call it equation 2. This one I will call it equation 3, right? And we can either use the substitution method or the elimination method. In this case, I will use elimination, right? And I'll try to eliminate y, okay? Because when I look at the coefficient of x is 1, 3, 4. Equation of y is 2, 1, 1. Equation of z is 3, 5, and then a squared minus 14. So it's the best choice here is to hapuskan y, right? But if you want to do substitution method, can also. It's up to you, right? I will do elimination, and what I'll do is I'll take 1 and 2 hapus first. It means I will take equation 1, equation 2, hapuskan y, and then I will take equation 2, equation 3, hapuskan y, right? Okay, so let's go. Equation 1 and equation 2, I want to eliminate the y. But I have to make sure the coefficient of y is the same value first. So I will take equation 2 times 2. After that, only I can hapuskan with y. So what is equation 2 times 2? 3x times 2, 6x. Negative y also need to times 2, negative 2y, and then 5z times 2 is 10z equals 2 times 2, 4. It means when you take one of this value times 2, semua orang kena times 2, right? So I will call this equation 4, right? Oops, silap. So this is equation 4, and equation 4 actually come from 2, and I will take equation 4 hapus with equation 1, right? Means we do elimination. So equation 4 is 6x minus 2y plus 10z equals 4, and then equation 1 is x plus 2y minus 3z equals 4. So we have two equation here. Now what we do is we will do the elimination. right? The elimination means I will plus, right? Y plus because I'm trying to hapuskan Y, right? So if the coefficient of, you just have to make sure the coefficient of Y is same value, then you can hapus already, right? But what if it's not sama tanda? It means satu positive, satu negative. Then you plus here lah, alright? But if it's sama tanda, then only you minus, right? You cannot minus here because if you minus here, you become -2 minus 2, you become -4. It means you cannot potong. You need to plus, then only you can cut the -2y and 2y because -y plus 2y is 0. And then 6x plus x is 7x plus 10z plus minus means minus lah. So 10z minus 3z is plus 7z equals to 4 plus 4, 8. So now I get my equation 5, right? It means my plan now is to take equation 1 and 2, buat penghapusan, and then equation 2 and equation 3 buat penghapusan, and then 1 and 2 hapus, I get the equation 5 just now, all right? And then 2 and 3 hapus, I will get equation 6, and then 5 and 6 I hapus one more time to get the new equation. Okay, so this is the plan now, all right? Okay, I already finished this part, right? Which is taking 1 and 2 to hapus to get the equation 5. So now I'll take equation 2 and 3 hapus. And guess, and you need to make sure when you take equation 2 and equation 3 hapus, you also have to make sure you hapuskan y. Because just now you already choose to hapuskan y, so now also you must hapuskan y. You must hapuskan the same thing because just now when you take 1 and 2 hapus, you hapuskan y, you eliminate y. So when you do 2, 3 also, you can eliminate y. But if you take 2, 3 and you eliminate other unknown, let's say x, it will not work, right? You won't get to the answer. You have to make sure you eliminate y also. So 2 and 3, how to eliminate y? Let's check the coefficient of y. The coefficient of y here is -1. The coefficient y is here is 1. Can you see they are the same? I know they are both same value, but they are, it's just that they are tanda tak sama, right? Satu positive, satu negative, but it's fine. If tanda tak sama, you still can hapus, you will plus. So the just make sure the coefficient depan punya nilai sama. The value is sama, then is enough already. Tanda tak sama tak apa. Because tanda tak sama, you can plus. Okay. Okay, let's write down equation 2. 3x minus y plus 5z equals 2. And then equation 3, which is 4x plus y plus a square minus 14 close bracket z equals to a plus 2. And what you do, you plus them together. You cannot minus because when you minus, you will not, you cannot hapuskan the y. You will only when you plus the y you can cut, right? So 3x plus 4x is 7x, right? Negative y plus y, yeah, this is 0. This one can cut. So 5z plus a squared minus 14. So what happens here is I will take the coefficient of z plus with coefficient of z. So you become 5 plus a squared minus 14, which is a squared, -14 plus 5, -9. Okay, let me just double check with the calculator. Yeah, correct. So -9. And of course, you have to close bracket and write the z beside, right? And then what is 2 plus a plus 2? Well, this is a plus 4, right? Because 2 plus 2 is 4, right? Okay, I end up with this equation, and this one is equation 6. So for those who's wondering what I'm doing here, I'm doing this step, right? So now the ultimate part is taking equation 5 and equation 6. We do elimination one more time. Or you can do substitution, up to you, and then to get the new equation 7, right? So now I have to take 5 and 6 and do one more time the elimination. But do you remember they want the question to have no solution, right? So how can we make sure it has no solution? Okay, we will take equation 6 and equation 5, hapus one more time. You can see that we can hapuskan x is easier because this is already 7x, this is already 7x. And don't forget, I want the left side to be 0, right? It doesn't matter whether you're doing A or B, you want the left side to be 0. So keep in mind. So let's write down equation 6. Let's write here lah. Okay lah, let's write yeah, somewhere here. So equation 6 hapus with equation 5. The coefficient is already same, the coefficient of x is already same. But this time you will minus because this one is +7, +7. So tanda dia sama. So 7x minus 7x baru boleh potong, baru boleh jadi kosong. So equation 6, let's write it down. 7x plus a square minus 9 bracket z equals to a plus 4. And then equation 5, 7x plus 7z equals to 8. And what you do is you will minus, right? And don't forget, if doesn't matter, you want because they for A they want no solution, for B infinite solution, but the same thing here is you want the left side to be 0, right? That's very important. So what you do now is you hapus lah, 7x minus 7x, and a square minus 9 minus 7, right? So I will write what? A square minus 9 minus 7 is -16. Okay, z. And then this one will be a plus 4 minus 8, which is a 4 minus 8. You can use calculator. you get negative 4, right? And this equation is important because now I have to make sure the left side is 0, right? Because I already mentioned, if you want this soalan to have no answer, the left side must be 0. So what I will do now is I will take a square minus 16 equals 0, right? Because when this thing equals 0, then only 0 times z will be 0. This whole thing will be 0. So now how to find a? I will just pindah the 16 and then pindah the square root. When you pindah square root, got two answers, one positive, one negative. So, oops, sorry. So my a will be positive minus 4, right? It means when a is positive 4, this left side whole thing will become 0. And when a is negative 4, the whole thing on the left side is also 0. Then what about the right side? Well, the right side can be any number for a. Because for a, they want no solution. No solution means yang paling penting is left side 0. Then it's good enough already, right? But B, you want both sides to be 0. So let's do B here. So B is definitely a minus 4 must be 0, right? So a is equals to 4. It means the B answer is 4. The B answer is 4 because when A is 4, then only you will get 0 equals 0. Because if you imagine if you substitute 4 inside here, 4 minus 4, 0. So the right side is 0. And then what about here? 4 square is 16, 16 minus 16, 0, 0 times x, 0. So can you see for B, the B answer, the A is 4 lah. Because when A is 4, you will get 0 equals 0. But what about A? What about A answer? The A answer will be negative 4, right? The A answer will be negative 4 because when A is negative 4, you will get 0 on this side. Do you agree? Because negative 4 square is positive 16, 16 minus 16 is 0, 0 is 0. So you will get 0 on this side, but you will not get 0 on the other side because when A is negative 4, you will get negative 4 minus 4, which is negative 8. So when A is negative 4, you will get something like this, 0 equals negative 8, right? Which is the answer for A lah, because A, they want no solution, means 0 equals number. So yeah, this is no solution, right? That is why the A answer is negative 4, and then the B answer baru 4, right? So B, they want no infinite solution, means you want 0 on both sides. So when you try to substitute A4 here and here, you will memang get 0 both sides, right? So this is how I would do it, okay? I hope you understand my explanation. Of course, during exam, you don't have to write all this lah, right? So this thing and this thing, this is not the working, right? This is just I just write some notes for you. So yeah, this is the working, okay? Okay, hope you understand. Okay, let's continue with question number 2. So let's continue. Given that fx equals to px plus q and f power 3x equals to 8x plus 14. So f power 3 means what? 8 power 3 means f lah, 3 times, right? So let's read what the question wants. The question this time wants you to find what? He wants you to find let's see, find the values of p and q. Okay, very easy. You just try to find f power 3x yourself, right? After you find f power 3x, then you take your own f power 3x answer compared to this answer. Then you will know what is your p and q. Okay, but I will do up here maybe. Okay, all right, I'll just do it here lah. Okay, I think it's enough space. Okay, so I will do my A working here. So let's do fx. Let's write down fx first. So fx is px plus q. And what I will do now, I will start doing f power 3x by myself, right? Without looking at this, I'll just do it by myself. And then at the end, only I'll take my f power 3 answer, compare with this answer. So let's do f power 2x first. So what is f power 2x? It will be f big bracket fx, right? So ffx. So we will do the inside function first. Inside function is fx, and fx is px plus q. Just substitute inside. After we substitute inside, then only we will look at the outside f. So the outside f, so can you see this is function f, this is also function f. So they are the same function. It means I can write down px plus pq again, but this time we have to be careful because the bracket x, right, change to px plus q. So the x here also have to write px plus q. So you will end up with p square x plus pq plus q. Just expand normally lah. So this is my answer for f square x. But I already tell you I want f power 3x, right? So I haven't finished yet. So I have to continue here and do f power 3x. So how to do f power 3x? Well, it's f power 3x is actually f power 2 and then fx. Do you agree? Because when you f power 3, when you, how does it separate it? It becomes f power 2, f power 1 like that, right? Or you can also write f, right? But since I already have fx, and f square x. That's why it's better to write like this. So it'll be f power 2, and then fx is px plus q. So just substitute here. Or maybe some student want to write like this, can also. Yeah, this is also correct. You want to write like this, can also. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. You will get the same answer. Okay, let's erase this. F power 2, okay, fx I already substitute. Now I will look at the outside function, which is f power 2, and I have f power 2, I find it just now, which is this. So now I can write this whole thing down, but I have to be careful because my x have to change to px plus q here, right? So I hope you understand. Now you just substitute, just expand. So you get p power 3x, and then p squared times q, which is p squared q, uh, q, and then the whole thing here just copy down here. All right, this is the answer for f power 3x, right? But this is my own answer. I remember the soalan got give us their own answer. So the answer yang soalan bagi for f power 3x is 8x plus 14. The one I write is this. So they are both f power 3x, so we can compare them together. So 8x plus 14 is equivalent to p power 3x plus p square q plus pq plus q. Why I can take these two and sama dengan is because they are both f power 3x. Alright, it's just that satu side is saya buat sendiri punya, satu side is the soalan bagi punya. So now we can compare. How we compare? Alright, when you compare first, you need to find the similarity between these two sides, right? So can you tell me what is the similarity between the left side and the right side? Benda apa yang wujud dalam both side? X, right? X is the only thing that appears on the left side and the right side. So once we find out the similarity, we can compare the coefficient of the X, both sides. So the coefficient of X on this side is p power 3, on the other side is 8. So we can connect them. So it will be p power 3 equals to 8, p equals to cube root 8, which is 2. Now, what we do is we take the number at the back, which is 14, compare with the whole thing down at the back here. So now it become what? P square q plus pq plus q equals 14. And the p, I already find it out just now, is 2. So just put in 2 here. 2 square is 4. 4q plus 2q, 6q, 6q plus 1q is 7q equals 14. So q equals 14 divided 7, you will get 2. So this is the answer for P and Q. All right. So that's all. Okay, now we can do B, which is F inverse negative 6. So in order to find F inverse negative 6, you need to have Fx, right? And we already have Fx, it's Px plus Q, which is 2x plus 2. Because you already find out P and Q is 2. So how to find F inverse negative 6? Okay, there's a few method here you can do. Uh, if you want to find f inverse negative 6, you want to do it fast. If you want to do it fast, you can do it like this. Let the final answer, negative 6, equals to A, like this. All right, this is the fast way. And then f inverse straight away pindah jadi FA. And then since you already let your answer becomes A, so now you will try to find your A. But before you find your A, let's do FA first. So fx is 2x plus 2. FA will be 2A plus 2. So now you can find your A quickly. Plus 2, hantar sana jadi minus 2. So negative 6 minus 2 is negative 8. And then times 2 become divide 2. So A will be negative 4, which means F inverse negative 6 equals to negative 4. All right. Of course, I know some student, maybe they won't do it like this. Maybe they will say something like this. Fx equals to x plus 2. Maybe they will let fx equals to y, and then x equals to f inverse y, and then 2x plus 2 equals y, and then find cari x. Lepas cari x, tulis f inverse y, and then change to x, and then after find f inverse x, baru you ganti negative 6 dalam. Can also. If you want to do it like this, can also. Saya tak kata tak boleh ya. You can do it like this also. You end up with the same answer, alright? It's just that your working will be panjang sikit lah. But for student yang sudah biasa dengan cara ni, boleh lah. Go ahead, right? Of course, I will just do. This video. I'm just trying to, okay. How to say? Do it. Give you like tell you how I would do it, right? I will just share to you what is the best way to do it. So I will do it like this. But if you're working tak sama dengan saya, you don't have to erase your working, right? Just make sure the answer is same, then it's correct already. Okay, soalan C. Express f power 4x and determine the general formula for f power nx, where n is a positive integer. Okay, we already have fx, f square x, f power 3x. So we can write down all the how to say, all the answer. So fx is 2x plus 2, all right? And then what about f square x? F square x is this, right? But we already know p and q is 2, so it will be 2 square, which is 4x, all right? And then what is pq plus q? Well, p and q, they are both 2, so 2 times 2 plus 2. 2 times 2 is 4, 4 plus 2 is 6, so this is 4x plus 6. And then now it will be f power 3x, which I also find it, which is given in the question, 8x plus 14. So just write it down, 8x plus 14, right? So what they want you to find out is f power 4x, right? So how do we find f power 4x, right? Of course, you can do like this, f and then f power 3, right? Means you, how to say, you pecahkan the f power 4 jadi f power 3. Or maybe you want to pecahkan like this, f power 2, f power 2. And then you use the f power 2x answer, which is 4x plus 6, to get your f power 4. Can also. Or maybe you want to do f power 3, f power 1. Can also. You use this, and then cari f power 4. But there is actually another method, because you already have your fx, your f power 2x and f power 3x. So you can notice a pattern here. What is the pattern here? 2x, 4x, 8x. So what do you think? This must be, these are all power 2 numbers. 2 power 1, 2 power 2, 2 power 3, right? So if this is power 1, then this will be 2 power 1. If this is f power 2, the number here will be 2 power 2. If the number here is 3, then this will be 2 power 3, which is 8. So if the number here is 4, this will be 2 power 4. So this must be 2 power 4x, right? Then what about the number at the back? 2, 6, 14. Okay, this 2, 6, 14 will have some relation with the number in front here. Because if you remember, when we find the f square x, we will, how to say? We will expand it, right? We will expand it. So this 2, 6, 14, actually it's uh, this number, okay, which is 2. Let's see. What is the pattern here? Okay, if you look at 2, it's actually this number minus 2. Do you agree? 4 minus 2 is 2, right? And then this number, 6, is actually the next number, which is 8 minus 2, right? So 14 is actually the next number, which is 2 power 4. 2 power 4 is 16, by the way, and minus 14. So can you see it really works, right? This minus 2, you get 2. This one minus 2, this one minus 2. So what do you think will be this number? It will be 2 power 5 minus 2 lah. Do you agree? Because this one is 2 power 2 minus 2. This one is 2 power 3 minus 2, right? And then 14 is 2 power 4 minus 2. So this number must be 2 power 5 minus 2. That's why this is 30, right? This is 30. Did I do it correctly? Let's see. 2 power 5 minus 2. Yeah, I did it correctly. So I think I can erase all this circle. So let's just remove all this, because it's very distracting. So now we know the connection already. This is 30. Okay. So what is your f power 4x answer? It will be 16x plus 30. So this is your part one answer. So they ask you to express f power 4. Yeah, this is the answer, right? And then they ask you to determine the general formula for this. So what is the general formula for f power nx? Well, you already know this, all these numbers is just based on the f power here, right? So whatever power here, you just take 2 power that number. So if it's power n, it will be 2 power nx, right? So this is very straightforward. But you have to plus, 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 plus. So my formula also will be plus. Plus with what? Okay, how you get the 2 just now? I already said it's this number divide pula. This number minus 2, right? Which is 2 power n plus 1 minus 2, right? Think about it. When you get this number, what you do is you take 2 power n, which is 2 power 1, plus 1, so that you get this, and then minus 2. Same thing for 6. How you get the 6? You will take 2 power n, and in this case it's 2 power 2, which is 4, but the power have to plus 1, so that it becomes 2 power 3, 8. Then only you minus 2 get 6. Same with 14, it's actually the 16 minus 2, right? It means you have to do 2 power n plus 1 first lah. 2 power 3 plus 1, which is 2 power 4, 16 minus 2, like that. So this is the formula, right? So this is the answer. Okay. So I will just put dot, dot, dot here. So this is your first answer, this is your second answer, right? Because they ask you to express f power 4 and determine formula. So we have 2 answers here, right? Okay, hope you understand. Let's continue. Okay, number 3. I think this is I don't know. Maybe it's circular measure. I'm not sure. I have to read the question first. So let's read first. Diagram 1 shows a piece of cake cut uniformly by Farah from a cake with diameter of 30 cm. So let's draw it out, right? Let's draw it out. Okay, a lot of students, they always say tak ada information, susah nak buat, because they, how to say, they just read past the information like this. So whenever I saw this information, I will straight away draw the cake already. So this is how they cut the cake, right? But I don't know how many pieces they cut lah. Okay? So I'll just assume he cut like that. And the diameter is 30. Means what is the radius? 15, right? So all the radius here is 15 cm. So let's just write label one of it, right? And then they say forming a sector of circle, right? So yeah, the cake must look like this, right? And then it says the arc length of the cake cut is 10.47. So one of the sector, the arc length is 10.47, right? And I believe all the sector will be 10.47 also, because they already cut it uniformly. What is uniformly? It means everyone will get a same amount of cake. It means everything is like how to say? It's distributed evenly, right? It's evenly distributed. Like everyone will get the same arc length, right? Tak ada satu orang dapat besar, satu dapat kecil, tak ada, because it's uniformly. So all the arc length here will be 10.47 all the way lah. And then it says the arc length of the cake cut is 10.47 cm and the thickness of the cake is 8 cm. Oh, where should I label to 8 cm? Okay, we need to understand this. Cake is a 3D shape or a 2D shape? Cake is actually a 3D shape, right? Because takkan lah you punya cake is just satu flat surface macam tu. It's actually a 3D shape because when you cut it, you will get something like this, right? Which is a 3D shape, right? This is a 3D shape. So that is why if you look at the diagram they draw for you, this is a 3D shape. You see it? It's like a 3D shape lah. And then the cross section area here is the cross section here is the sector. Yeah. So this sector is actually the top part, right? But since when you cut it, the other depth, the other thickness. So the thickness, the tebal here is 8 cm, right? 8 cm. And you cannot label the 8 inside this diagram because this is a 2D diagram, right? The 8 actually you can only label it here. Okay, so now let's see A, what they want. Find the number of pieces of cake that Farah obtained from a cake. Well, the masala here is I don't know how many pieces of cake he potong because I only know one piece, the arc is 10.47, all right? But I don't know how many, I don't know what's the circumference. Okay, I don't know because I need to know how many pieces of cake dulu. Let's say dia potong 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's say dia potong 8 pieces of cake. Then what is the circumference? 8 times 10.47 lah. To get the lilitan of the circumference of a circle, you would do it like this. But the masala here is not 8 pieces. I already tell you this drawing, I just assume it's 8 pieces. It's not 8 pieces by the way. This one I just lukis to help me imagine. I sebenarnya saya tak tahu berapa kali dia potong, right? And I don't think it's 8. Maybe it's something else, right? So I need to show them the working. So how can I find the number of pieces? Okay, let's think about this. What formula can we use to find? Let's see. Okay, I think I know already because I have the radius 15. So I think it's very easy to find the circumference of the whole thing because circumference of circle formula is 2 pi r, right? 2 pi r, and the r in this case is 15. So when you calculate this, you'll get 30 pi, and 30 pi, that is the circumference of the circle. Okay, 30 pi cm, right? But they ask to find number of pieces of cake. So if I know the total circumference is 30 pi, then can I get the number of pieces? Yeah, I can find it, right? Just take 30 pi, which is the total circumference, divide by one small arc length, 10.47. Then I will get, yeah. So usually when it's circular measure, I will use 3.142 for the pi. So I will press 30 times 3.142, divide 10.47. Okay, my calculator give me 9.0028. So you can write 9.003, and you can actually round it off because number of pieces, usually you cut the cake and you divide it into, you give it to, how to say, give it to bilangan orang, right? Like you give it to this person, this person, this person, this person. So if you cut it into 9.003, it's actually approximately 9 pieces lah. So you can write 9 pieces. It means 9 person will get each cake. All right. So this diagram is wrong lah because this one I only cut it 8, right? But you don't have to erase this diagram also. This diagram is very useful, right? Because it ends up helping me solve the question, right? The drawing wrong is fine one, right? We just draw it to help us imagine. Okay, so soalan B, find the total surface area of the piece of cake. Okay, if you want to find total surface area, you need to know how many surface the cake have, right? So obviously we have the top surface, and the top surface is in what shape? It's actually a sector, right? So to calculate the TSA means total surface area, the jumlah luas permukaan, you have to take the top surface And what is the top surface? It's a sector. And what formula you use for area of sector? 1 over 2 r squared theta. And the theta has to be in radian. So what is the radius now? The radius will be 15, sorry. 15 square. And then the theta will be this data here. Do I know this data? Well, no, I don't know. So I have to erase this whole thing. Erase this whole thing. Because I realize I don't have the angle here. So my job now is to find this angle. And how to find this angle? It's very easy. Because when you take out the arc like this is 15, this is 15, this is 10.47. Can I find this angle? Yeah, by using the arc formula. So what is the arc formula? The arc formula is S equals R theta, right? It means before I'm finding the surface area, I need to find this angle first, right? Or else because if I don't find the angle, I cannot find the top surface area, right? So S is 10.47 as the arc, and then R theta, R sudah ada 15, theta I don't have. That's why I just right I need to find lah. So to get my theta now, I just press 10.47 divide 15. Okay, my calculator gives me 0.698, and this is already automatic in radian. Okay, so this is in radian already. So now can we calculate what do you call it? The area of the total surface area? Yes, we can calculate the total surface area now. So now I'll write down the working. Okay, how to calculate the top surface? This is a sector shape, right? So it's 1 over 2 r squared theta. The r is 15 square, and the theta in radian is 0.698. But this whole thing have to times 2, right? Have to times 2. Do you know why? Because atas punya surface and bawah punya surface, alright, they are the same shape. They are both sector. That is why you gonna ambil this area times 2, right? So remember this, when you calculate total surface area, it's like you are taking outside punya surface area, semua permukaan yang dekat luar tambah semua. So atas dengan bawah you kena tambah, right? But there is still 3 more surface. Can you see it? One surface is this rectangle, one surface is this, right? And then another surface at the back, right? It means there's actually 5 surface in total, right? I repeat one more time. There is 5 surface area you have to find. The first one is atas bawah. So the first surface is atas, the second surface is bawah, and there is 3, 4, 5. And the 3, 4, 5, they are all rectangle, right? The first rectangle is this one. The second is at the back here. You can't see it. It's already covered. And there's one more here, all right? I hope you can imagine it. That is why you have to plus with this area of rectangle, which is 8 times 15, because the radius is 15. So 8 times 15. And the same thing, you have to times 2. Why? Because there's another rectangle at the back here, all right? Which is also 8 times 15, all right? And then for my final surface is this, right? Okay, this, it looks like a curve shape. But if you flatten it, if you, how to say? If you make it, place it on a table, you will get a rectangle, right? So what is the area for this thing? It will be 8, right? 8 times with the arc length, which is 10.47. So this is how you calculate the total surface area, right? 4 surface plus 2 surface plus 1 surface, 5 surface in total, right? So let's use calculator now and we will get the answer. Okay, before I use calculator, I can cut the 2 here. So now I'll press 225 times 0.698. Okay, my calculator give me 17.45. Let's write it down. Okay, the next part is 8 times 2, which is 16 times 15. 240, write it down also. And then 8 times 10.47, let's press 83.76. So the last step is to add everything together. Okay, my calculator give me 341.21. But did I what salah here? Okay, let's press again the 15 square times 0.698. Okay, I think I silap tekan. This one is not 17.45. Okay. Sorry, I silap tekan. So careless mistake. This one, when you press in your calculator, you will get 157.05 actually. Okay. I silap tekan just now. Okay, so now let's press again. Plus with 240 plus 83.76. Okay, this is correct. 480.81. Yeah. So this is the correct answer. Don't forget to write cm square because this area, everything is in cm, right? So yeah, this is the answer. Okay, so 7 marks. All right, hope you understand. Okay, let's continue. Okay, let's look at question number 4. Diagram 2 shows an experiment being carried out to study the effect of mass on the inertia of an object. The inertia of an object is its natural property that resists any change in its original state, whether it is at rest or in motion. This whole thing is just to distract you, right? You don't even have to care about or whatever they say here, because we are doing Addmaths, right? And we don't learn inertia in Addmaths. So these are all just distraction. They're just trying to cover up the, how to say, to make you confused, to make you scared, right? A lot of students when they read this, they will say, "Oh, yo, susahnya, what is this? I don't understand." It's okay. These are all distraction. You don't have to understand this. It's fine, right? It's fine. Just lupakan yang ni, right? You don't even have to look at it. I say, I'll just cover it. I don't care, right? So let's keep reading. The cans are filled with sand according to the order of their mass in arithmetic progression. Okay, I saw the word already, arithmetic progression. So this is definitely progression. So let's keep reading. The cans are filled with sand according to order of their mass in arithmetic progression and then hung on the bar. Okay, so like this lah. Given that the mass of the lighter sand is 0.8 kg, I think I can make this the first term, right? And then the mass of the heavier sand is 1.18 kg. I think this can be the last term, right? And then they say the difference in mass of adjacent cans of sand is 0.02 kg. So now I can form my progression, right? What is my progression? Okay, where should I write it? Is there any space down here? Okay, let's write down my progression. My progression will be what? It will be, let's write it here lah. So the first term is 0.8. The lightest one lah. The lightest one is 0.8 kg. And let's write a title here. Mass. All right. The mass of sand. So this one is the lightest one. So it will keep going until what? Until the heaviest sand 1.18. But they did mention that the difference is 0.02. It means when you take kanan tolak kiri, you will get 0.02. So how to get the next term? 0.8 plus 0.02, which is 0.82. This will be 0.84, and then it will keep going until the last term, the heaviest, which is 1.18. So all of this is in kg. So I already form an arithmetic progression. I can find my A and D. My A is 0.8. My D is kanan tolak kiri, which is 0.02. Okay, so this is my A and D. Now I can start to do my A question 1, right? So A question 1 says, find the number of cans used in this experiment. Can you see, these are all just distraction. I told you, right? You don't even have to understand what is this. Like when we are doing Addmaths, right? Even though they try to make the story seems like difficult, okay? Yang penting is they will not change the concept, right? They will always come back to this, right? Because what we learn will always come out in the exam. It's just that they will try to cover up with a story, but the concept is the same. So how to calculate number of can is easy. This is T1, this is T2, this is T3. This one we don't know, we call it Tn. And we will find n because n will be the number of can used, right? So let's write down Tn equals to 1.18 and we use the Tn formula for arithmetic progression. So do you remember the Tn formula? I will write it up here in case you sudah lupa. The Tn formula is a plus n minus 1d. This is the formula, right? And then the d you have to times with the n minus 1. So what is Tn? A plus n minus 1d. So it will be 0.8 plus bracket n minus 1 d. So bracket 0.02 equals to 1.18. Right? Now you will take 0.02, you will times inside the n minus 1. So you will get 0.02n minus 0.02. And I think I can pindah the 0.8 to the other side, becomes minus. So we will press 1.18 minus 0.8. Okay, my calculator gives me 0.38, right? So 0.38, I write here. Now I can find n, 0.02n minus 0.02 become plus 0.02, which is 0.4. And then n is equal to 0.4 divide 0.02. Okay, what you get for the answer? 20, right? So this is 20 lah. Right? So this is 20. Okay. So it means there is 20 cans here. It means this is T20. Okay. This is T1, T2, T3, and there's T20. So this is the answer for question 1. Now let's do question 2 here. Question 2 says, find the total mass of sand used. Okay, the mass of the first can is 0.8. The second one is 0.82, 0.84, and so on, right? So how to calculate the total mass? You find the S20 lah. Because when you see the word total means you have to jumlahkan. Jumlah means you have to plus. It means 0.8 plus 0.82 plus 0.84 plus until 1.18. It means you are getting the sum from T1 to T20. That's why you do S20. And let's write down the Sn formula in case you forget. It's n over 2 big bracket 2a plus n minus 1d. This is the formula for arithmetic progression. This formula got give in exam. Okay, but just hafal it lah, just memorize it, right? Because if you didn't memorize it means because for students that do enough exercise, they all know, they all already memorize this. Okay, because when you do so many exercise, you will just remember it, right? You don't even have to purposely hafal. When you do so many exercises, you will hafal it, right? So if a student come to me and say he never hafal this, it means he never do enough exercise, right? So okay, let's continue. So it'll be n over 2, 20 over 2, big bracket 2a. What is the a? 0.8, okay, and then plus n minus 1, which is 20 minus 1, and then d, which is what is the d? 0.02, right? So when you hafal the formula, it becomes very easy. 20 divided 2 is 10. Let's press this whole thing. So 2 times 0.8 plus 19 times 0.02. Okay, my calculator give me 1.98. And of course, you have to times 10, and then you will get 19.8. And don't forget to write the unit. This is in kg, right? Yeah, because this is the mass, the total mass. So let's write kg here. For question number 1, you don't have to write unit because it's a number of can, right? Only number 2 is mass. Okay, let's continue with B question. Okay, B question, is it related to A question? I'm not sure, but let's read it. Okay, let's read it here. So the same force is used to swing all the cans containing sand. Okay, the time taken for the sand can, what? Broken English. The time taken for the sand, I think this one, to stop lah. I think the time taken for the sand to stop swinging is recorded. It was found that the time taken, okay, so now we're talking about time already, not talking about mass. So it was found that the time taken for a can filled with sand to stop also changed arithmetically. So we can form a new progression now for the time taken, where the lightest can recorded the fastest stopping time, which was 3.5 minutes. Okay, while the heaviest can took the longest time to stop, which was X minutes. If the ratio of common difference of the mass of can, ratio of difference mass of can to the common difference of time taken for can to stop, maksudnya time lah, is 1:25. Find the value of X. Okay, now we cannot use this progression already. This progression is for mass, right? We have to form another progression for time. Okay, so this is time taken for the can to stop, right? Because you push the can, right? So imagine if the can mass is 0.8 kg and you push, right? What happens here is the can will move forward, but it will stop, right? But the time taken to stop will be faster compared, okay, wait, how they say it? The time taken is 3.5, while the heaviest can took the longest time. So yeah, if it's lighter, then it will stop. It will take a shorter time to stop, right? So that's why when the can is 0.8 kg, it only took 3.5 minutes to stop, right? 3.5 minutes. So everything is in minutes now. So minutes. And then what it says just now, I forgot already. The heaviest is X minutes. So the heaviest one, which is the last term lah, we can make this the last term is X minutes, right? And we can find and it says the ratio of common difference of mass of can. So common difference of mass of can, let's call this D1, okay? So let D1 equals to common difference of mass. And then D2 will be common difference of time. Okay. So let's read again. If the ratio of difference to the mass of can, which is D1, all right, to the common difference of time taken, which is over D2. Because ratio, if I say D1 ratio D2, it means D1 over D2 is equals to 1/25, right? This is what it means. And we already have the common difference of mass because the first progression is mass, right? And the common difference is 0.02. So I will muscle the 0.02 inside the D1, which is here, right? And then I'll write like this, equals to 1/25. So now I can cross multiply, darab silang, I will get my D2, which is 0.02 times 25 lah. Okay, my calculator give me 0.5. Okay, it means my D is 0.5. It means what? It means my progression now is what? 3.5 minutes. The next one will be 4.0 because you plus 0.5 and then you plus 0.5, 4.5, and then it keeps going until X, right? So my A is 3.5, my D is 0.5. It means this is also arithmetic progression because the soalan also got mentioned, right? It's the time taken is also an arithmetic progression. So now how can I find the value of X? Okay, well, this is T1. This is T2, this is T3, and guess what? This must be T20. How I know this is T20? Because do you remember there is 10, 20 cans, right? You get your A1 answer, N is 20. It means even though we don't know the last term, but we know there is 20 terms. Do you understand? It means this is the time taken for the first can to stop. This is the time taken for the second can to stop. This is the time taken for the third can to stop. And this, even though I don't know what is the time taken, but I know it's the 20th can because this is the heaviest, right? The longest one because they already said X is the longest time to stop. So this must be the heaviest one. It means the last one lah, the paling berat punya lah, and the paling berat punya is the 20th, right? So now I can just find T20, right? And the formula I use is same like just now, A plus N minus 1 D. My aim is 3.5 plus N minus 1, which is 20 minus 1, and then D is 0.5. Make sure you put the bracket nicely like this, all right? Okay, 20 minus 1 is 19. 19 times 0.5 plus 3.5. Okay, my calculator give me 13. So you will write 13, but 13, what's the unit? Minutes, right? Do you remember? It's in minutes. Look at this, right? I already labeled here, right? So yeah, this is the working for this question. Okay, we can continue. Okay, let's continue with question number 5. I think this is coordinate geometry. So we read the question. Diagram 3 shows the graph of straight lines ACB and CDE in the Cartesian plane. So there's two lines only, ACB and CDE. Okay, whenever we read this question, we have to really, how to say, really tengok semua information. So I don't even want to read down here first. I want to just observe the diagram. So I saw that the ACB equation already give me it's y minus 3x minus 4 equals 0. So let's change to linear form. Y equals 3x plus 4. And why I change to linear form? So that I can take out the gradient and y-intercept. So straight away, I already know the gradient of this line is 3 and point B is 0, 4. Right? Can you see, just from that one information, I get so many stuff already. I can find out the gradient for this. I can also find out this point B. And guess what? I can find point A also. It's very easy. You just ganti y equals 0 because point A is the x-intercept of this line. So when you ganti x equals 0, sorry, when you ganti y equals 0, you will get negative 4 over 3. So this is negative 4 over 3, right? Yeah. So can you see how many information I have just from satu equation? So remember this, whenever we do this type of question, don't focus too much on what they want. Just find whatever you can, right? Because if you look at a lot of students, when they do this question, they want to straight away do A. Cannot. If you straight away do A, you will, how to say, it will restrict your thinking because you will just care about the MN and you cannot see anything else, and then you cannot find all the rest information, and then you cannot do the question. You will end up get stuck because you don't have enough information. So the way I do it is always like this. I don't care what they want to find. I don't want to read first. I just want to observe myself and find whatever I can first. Okay, now only I read paling bawah. Point A and point B lies on x-axis and y-axis. A is x-intercept, B is y-intercept. Yeah, I know already. Okay, I know this even before they tell me. I even find out already the point A, point B coordinate, right? This is negative 4 over 3, 0. This is 0, 4. And then it says point C is the midpoint. So can I find point C? Yes. Just take this plus this divide 2, this plus this divide 2. Then I get my point C. Okay. Okay, but let's see what the A wants first. Given ED ratio EC equals to M ratio M plus N. Let's write it down. ED ratio EC equals to M ratio M plus N. It means ED ratio is M. So ED is this, I write M. And then EC ratio is M plus N. So E to C is M plus N. So can I get the ratio for DC? Yes, I will take M plus N minus M, which is N here. So I can erase all this and just write N and just write M here. This one is N, right? Because I'll take M plus N, which is the whole thing, minus with M. That's why I get N here, right? And then it says find the values of M ratio N. Okay, in order to find M and N, you need to have point C, right? Because if you look at this line, you have point E, you have point D, which is the point in between. The point C you don't have, right? And you want to find the ratio, right? So the formula we will use is called the divisor of line segment formula, where you take this one, darab this one, this one, darab this one, right? Do you remember the formula? It's like the darab silang one. But before you use that formula, you have to make sure you have point C first, right? If you don't have point C and you don't have the ratio, you cannot do it, right? So let's find point C. And how to find point C? I already tell you just now. Just use the midpoint formula. X plus X divide 2, y plus y divided by 2, right? Because it's a midpoint, ma. So you will take negative 4 over 3 plus 0 divide 2, and then 0 plus 4 divide 2. Did you notice something? This negative 4 over 3, 0 and 0, 4, did I find it myself or the question asked me to find? I find it myself, right? Can you see now it ends up helping me already, right? If imagine if you do it like this, you straight away do A. It means you will not know this, you will not know this, right? Because you never label. So you will get stuck, right? You will get stuck because whenever student do the question without labeling, when you straight away do A like that, and you straight away look at the question, mesti you very susah for you one because you will think about like, how to find C because you never label nicely first, right? You understand? I hope you understand what I meant, lah. It means we always, when they give you equation, we always take the gradient out and take the y-intercept out and try to label inside the diagram, right? So you see my labeling end up helping me already. Okay, so what is negative 4 over 3 divided 2? Negative 2 over 3. What is 4 divided 2? 2. So this is my point C. After I get my point C, I can try to find my MN now. So which formula I will use? The darab silang punya formula. So point C I will write here, negative 2 over 3, 2. So the formula is like this. You will take point C darab ratio yang dekat or ratio yang jauh. Ratio yang jauh. And then this one also darab ratio yang jauh. So can you see dia ada silang dekat sini, right? Dia mesti darab silang. And when we use this formula, we will always write the point in between first, which is point D, right? And the formula would look like this. Point D equals to garis like this. Bawah mesti ratio add together. So ratio add together, m plus n, m plus n. And then atas you will darab silang lah. So point C kena darab dengan m. So point C darab m means negative 2 over 3 darab m. Tulis here. And then the 2 also darab m. But the 2 darab m you don't write here. You write at the y coordinate, right? Because 2 is the y coordinate. So 2 is after comma. So you write 2 times m, you write after comma. Okay, I already take C times m now. Now I will take point E times n. It means I will take 2 times n, negative 2 times n. So the 2n I will write at the x coordinate. The negative 2n I will write at the y coordinate. And if there's nothing in between means plus, right? And don't forget point D, you have it. Point D is 0, 1. Okay, I don't have enough space. I'll continue here. So point D is actually 0, 1 equals to this one, whatever here, you just copy down. So negative 2 over 3m plus 2n over m plus n, comma, 2m minus 2n over m plus n. So now what you can do is you can compare, right? Because they want to find values of m ratio n, right? Okay, if you want to find m ratio n, means you want to find m over n. Okay, m ratio n means m over n. So you want your equation to have m and n supaya you boleh pindah yang ada m on one side, yang ada n on one side, and then you can cari m over n, right? But you have to make sure your equation is like this first. Okay, something m, something n. But how to do that? Okay, you compare now lah. You compare now. So you can compare the x coordinate with the x coordinate, ataupun compare y coordinate dengan y coordinate pun boleh. But for me, I will do y coordinate. I will compare the y coordinate. So I will take 2m minus 2n over m plus n. This is the y coordinate on this side, but the y coordinate on the other side is 1, so equals to 1, right? But if students want to do x coordinate, compare the x coordinate can also, you will get the same answer, right? Okay, the reason why I choose the y coordinate compare because it has no fraction, right? Okay, now what we do is we will get rid of the fraction. How to get rid of the fraction? Just pindah this whole thing up here, become times. So 1 times m plus n is just m plus n. But don't forget, I'm trying to get my equation to look like this. Why I want my equation to look like this? So that I can pindah the n here becomes divide. Then I can get my m over n. Then I can get my m ratio n. Okay, how can I convert my equation so that it looks like this? The m and m I have to put it on one side lah. So yang ada m I put it on one side. So 2m plus m jadi minus. So 2m minus m is 1m. And then all the rest, the n I put it on the other side. So here is 1n plus 2n is 3n. So now my equation already look like this. Now I can find my m over n, right? I just pindah the n here, becomes divide. Here left with 3. And guess what? 3 is actually 3 over 1, right? So what is my m ratio n? 3 ratio 1. So this is the answer for A, right? So this is how you do question A, all right? Okay, hope you understand. Okay, what about B? Okay, B, let's read it. A point P moves. Okay, move mean it's a locus question, all right? It's a moving point. So with the condition that distance from B is half of distance from E, find the equation of locus P. Okay, point P. Where is point P? It's not in the diagram, right? Because point P is a moving point with a condition that distance from B, which is 0, 4. So I'm sure I'll be using the point B later, so I better write it down. And then half of the distance from point E. So definitely I will use the point E also later. Let's write it. Let's write the coordinate down. 2, -2. And then they say find equation of locus P. So yeah, I can start doing it already. The first thing here is when we do locus, we have to let the moving point, which is point P in this case, become xy. All right. Do you remember? This is always the step one in locus for Addmaths. All right. After we let the moving point, we will look at the condition here. So the condition here is what? Distance from the P from B distance. So the PB distance is always half the distance from E. It means one side I will write PB, one side I'll write PE. But this is not correct because they already said P moves such that the distance from B, so PB, is half the distance from PE. So PB distance is half. So I have to write 1/2 here. Okay. Or maybe some student they don't want to write 1/2. They want to write like this. Can also. All right. Actually, it's better if you write like this because there's no fraction, right? Because if I say PB distance is half of PE, it means I can move the 2 over 2 here becomes times 2 like this. Okay. So actually, it's better to do it like this. And now I will use the distance formula. So do you remember what is the distance formula? Square root, bracket square plus bracket square, right? And on the other side also same, right? So let's write equal here. So for PE also is the same. You will put square root and then bracket square plus bracket square. So here I will calculate the distance of PB. Okay, what is the formula for distance? Square root. This one is x minus x square. This one is y. This one I have to write x minus x square. This one I have to write y minus y square. So P and B. So x minus x. So x minus 0. So this one x minus 0. And then y minus y, which is y minus 4. Right? For this, for the other side is PE distance. So it will be x minus x, x minus 2, and then y minus -2, y plus 2. Okay, how to get rid of the square root? You square both sides. Then what about the 2? The 2 also square lah, right? When you square both sides, the 2 also kena square. So 2 square, you will get 4. And then what happens to the square root? It will hilang. Because when you square it, square root and square, they cancel each other. So now you left with whatever inside here. So x minus 0 is x square is just x square. And then plus, expand this thing, you will get y square minus 8y plus 16. Okay, equals square root and square, they already cancel each other. Expand this, you will get x square minus 4x plus 4. Expand this, you will get y square plus 4y plus 4. Right? So this is how you do it. Now you can susun, right? Susun, but expand first, then only we susun into general form. So 4 times x square is 4x square. 4 times y square is 4y square. 4 times -8 is 32y. 4 times 16 is 64. And then this one I can arrange a little bit. X square, okay, and then y square. Oops, x square, and then plus y square, and then minus 4x, and then plus 4y, and then the number and number we can do it together. 4 plus 4, which is 8. So now I want it. Usually when we write locus, we want everything on one side equals 0. But how we susun, how we arrange, we always write x square first. The x square is priority. We write paling depan. So 4x square minus x square is 3x square, right? And then after we write x square, we write y square. So 4y square plus y square move jadi minus, so you will get 3y square, right? After we write x square, after we write y square, we will write x. But on this side, there's no x. Only here have x. So what happens when you pin down the -4? It becomes plus 4x. So after we write x, we will write y. So y is -32y. The other side is plus 4y. So we have to move the plus 4 become -4. -34, -32 minus 4, -36y. And the only thing left here is the number lah, which is 64 minus 8. Because plus 8, when you pin down there, become minus. So you can quickly press calculator, you will get 56, right? So this will be the answer. Okay. Did I do everything correctly? 3x squared plus 3y squared plus 4x. Yeah, this is correct. So this is the answer. So did I finish the question? Yes. So full mark, 6 marks, right? So this is how you do locus question. Okay, let's continue with number 6. I think this is under quadratic function chapter. So let's read the question. Diagram 4 shows a part of a function graph, and this is the equation. So let's write it down. Fx equals to 2x squared minus, oh, if I am you, I will actually take the negative. I will open the bracket, means I will expand. So this whole thing will become negative n plus 1. Because when the negative, when you expand it, this will happen, right? And since the negative, I already explained it. It means outside bracket here, I don't have to write minus, I will write plus, right? And then x plus 7. So this is the equation in general form, where m and n are constants. So Alan A, find the values of m and n if m is smaller than 1. Okay, when I first do this question, I try doing b square minus 4ac, right? But cannot lah, because I thought this equation has two different roots, okay? Because it says here, right? And I do bigger 0, but you cannot find you can only find the range of n if you do it like this, right? So actually the correct way here is do Sopor method, okay? You do Sopor method because if you look at the diagram, this and this is roots. They are both roots. So I can take x1 plus x2 equals to negative b over a, and then x1 times x2 equals c over a, right? So the correct way is to do the Sopor method for this question. Then what about this? M smaller than 1. Okay, this one, after you do the Sopor method, you choose you will get two answer, and then the m, you choose the one yang smaller than 1, right? So let's write down the equation. Fx equals to 2x squared plus negative n plus 1x plus 7. So let's use the Sopor method. So Sopor, what is the formula for SOR? Oh, I forgot to write my x1, x2. Sorry. So my x1 is m, my x2 is n minus 9. Okay. Roots means x-intercept. So that's why you see this is the x-intercept. That's why we call we write them as roots. So now for the SOR formula, it would be both the roots add together, m plus n minus 9, and it will equal to negative b over a. And what is the b in this case? Negative n plus 1. What is the a? 2. So you'll get m plus n minus 9 equals to negative, when you open bracket, change tukar tanda, so n minus 1 over 2. Okay, I think this one you can't do further already, because it's like got two unknown, right? Even though you move the 9 there also, it doesn't help actually. So now I think what I have to do is do the POR. Okay, do the product of root. So POR will be x1 times x2 equals c over a. So it will be m times n minus 9 equals c over a, which is 7 over 2. So now you get mn minus 9n equals 7 over 2. So I end up like this. So how to find m and n? We have to do simultaneous equation lah. But for this case, I think I will do substitution method, right? So how, let's think about this. Okay, let's get rid of the fraction first, right? Because the fraction is very annoying. So everything times 2 maybe here. So, and when I take everything times 2, I will get 2m plus 2n minus 18 equals to n minus 1, right? Because I take everything times 2, right? And then number dengan number boleh buat, betul tak? Negative 18 dengan negative 1 boleh buat. So let's do it. So I will get 2m plus 2n. Okay. Wait. Did I do it correctly? Yes, huh? Yeah, I do it correctly, huh? So 2m plus 2n. And then what about this n? This n can pindah here, right? Become minus n. And then the negative 18 can pindah there, so it becomes negative 1 plus 18. So now you get 2m plus 2n minus 1n is just plus 1n, and then equals to negative 1 plus 18 is just 17, right? So this is my first equation, right? And then the other equation is this, right? But let's use substitution method. It means I will make the n single here, right? Actually, this one is very hard to do elimination, because this one is mn number, but the other one is like mn and then n number. So do elimination is like very risky. So substitution is better for this case, right? So I will make the n single, which is 17 minus 2m, and then I will substitute this 1 inside equation 2. So I will write here sub 1 into 2. So my equation 2 now will be m n minus 9n equals 7 over 2. So what is my n? 17 minus 2m, 17 minus 2m. Okay, I will continue my working here because not enough space. So m times 17, expand 17m, m times negative 2m, negative 2m square, and then negative 9 times 17, you can use calculator. Let's press 9 times 17. 153. So it will be negative 153. And then negative 9 times negative 2 is positive 18m equals to 7 over 2. Now I can find my m, but first get rid of the fraction first. Everything times 2. So 34m times 2, 4m square times 2. I don't know. Let's press times 2. 306. Okay, 306. And then times 2 also 36m times 2 also 7. Okay, since the equation got square means this is a quadratic. Quadratic means you have to pindah everything to one side equals 0 and then press calculator to get two answer, right? So now I have to pindah everything to one side equals 0. But if you look at your A now is negative, so it's better to pindah everything to the other side, to the right side. So negative 4m squared when you pindah, now the starting of the equation is positive already. So this one I already do it. And then 36m plus 34m, what you get? 70m. But we have to move it to the other side, become negative 70m. And then finally it's just 7. This one already do. Finally it's just 7 minus 306, move there, become plus 306. So what is 7 plus 306? 313, right? So it will be plus 313 here, right? Okay. Uh, I think I made a mistake. Yeah, I think I made a mistake. So dekat mana saya buat salah? Okay. Mana saya buat salah? Minus 9m, minus 9n. Okay, I know why already. This one, when we expand, m times n is mn. M times negative 9 is negative 9m, right? But I write n. Ayo, careless mistake. So this one is not n. This one is m. It means, this one, no need to substitute lah, right? So I made a careless mistake. Okay, so let me just correct myself here. So these are all wrong already, because I silap tulis. This one is supposed to be m, but I write n. That's why I messed up here already. So now let's do it one more time. M times n, which is 70 minus 2m minus 9m equals 702. Like this is correct, right? And then when I expand it, you will get 17m minus 2m squared minus 9m equals 702. Like this. And then get rid of the fraction, everything times 2. 34m minus 4m squared minus 18m equals 7, right? So this is how you get rid of the fraction. Now since the equation got square, we have to move everything to one side equals 0. And it's better to move everything to the right side because your A will be positive like this. So 4m squared, and then 34m minus 18m, you can quickly press 34 minus 18, 16, positive 16. But when you move it to the other side, it becomes negative 16m. And then the 7 is already on the other side, so we just write it down, right? But make sure in the exam you don't cut it like this. Because if you cut it like this, the pemeriksa will thought you just correction tape it, all right? So don't cut it like this. Okay, so what we do now is press calculator lah. All right, so if you press calculator, we will get two answer, right? So what you get? 7 over 2 and 1 over 2. Okay, so the m is 7 over 2 and 1 over 2. So if after you press calculator, you can write atas here, bracket. This one will be 2m minus 7. This one will be 2m minus 1, right? So the 2 have to write in front, and then positive 7, negative 7. Positive 1 jadi negative 1. Okay, after I get my m, I can get my n. But do you remember they said m are smaller than 1? So definitely 7 divide 2, I have to reject this answer because 7 divide 2 is 3.5. 3.5 is already bigger than 1. So 1 over 2 is the only answer yang kita boleh ambil because 1 over 2 is 0.5 and 0.5 is smaller than 1. So how can I find my n value now? I can substitute inside this equation, right? So 17 minus 2m, but my m I will ganti 1 over 2. Okay, 2 and 2 can cut. 17 minus 1 is 16, right? So now I get my final answer. M equals 1 over 2, n equals 16, right? Why is it lagging? Okay, so yeah, that's how you do it. Okay, now we continue with question B. Okay, let's read the question first. Express fx in a vertex form. So I want this equation in vertex form. Hence, state the axis of symmetry. Wait, how to change from general form to vertex form? You have to use completing the square. You have to do completely the square. Okay, I know a lot of students, they know you can use the shortcut method to find the axis of symmetry, right? The shortcut method is by taking x equals negative b over 2a. But even if you use this method, you cannot, because the soalan already asked you to show in vertex form. If you do it like this, will you get the vertex form? No, you won't get the vertex form, and you cannot do like that, right? They want in vertex form means you must do completing the square. So you must do the completing the square now. So let's write down the equation. Fx equals to 2x squared plus negative n plus 1. But I already know the n is 16. So negative 16 plus 1 is just negative 15 x and then plus 7. So this is my equation. So now my job here is to do completing the square. and then change to vertex form. Okay, how to do completing the square? We have to make sure the a is positive 1. So the a now is not positive 1. So what we do, we have to divide 2. So divide 2. This one also divide 2. This one also divide 2 like this, right? But the 2, you still have to write in front, okay? Because the other side is not 0. If the other side is 0, then only the 2 you can erase. Then only the 2 you can hilangkan. But this one, the 2 you have to write in front. Okay, after you make sure your a is positive 1, now you can do completing the square. How to do completing the square? Use big bracket and then write x squared minus 15 over 2x, empty some space here, and then plus 7 over 2, leave an empty space here, and then close bracket. What you write here and here, you write plus bracket square minus bracket square. And inside the bracket, you have to write b over 2. And the b you cannot refer up here, you have to refer beside here, which is negative 15 over 2 over 2. Okay, means times 1 over 2 lah. So same thing here, negative 15 over 2, divide 2. But we can write like this, times 1 over 2. All right, times 1 over 2 means divide 2 lah. Okay, now it will be 2 big bracket. We have to ignore this, means kita buat tak nampak yang ni, we ignore this. We just look at this and this, right? So x square means what? I will buka a bracket, x tulis dalam, square tulis outside, right? And then here also same, negative 15 over 2 times 1 over 2, I will write inside. So what is negative 15 over 2 times 1 over 2? Atas darab atas, bawah darab bawah is negative 15 over 4. And then the square I tulis outside, right? So this is siap already lah, this part. So now for yang belakang ni macam mana? Plus 7 over 2, I'll just salin. And then outside the bracket got minus, so I also follow minus. And what is this whole thing? You already do it just now. It's negative 15 over 4, but you have to square it, right? So what is negative 15 over 4 square? 225 over 16, right? And when you square it, the negative will hilang, right? But even though this negative already become positive, there's still another negative outside. That is why here you have to write minus and then close the big bracket. Okay, belakang boleh buat. So kita buat belakang dulu. So this big bracket still have to write. Oh, this big bracket is very important. Remember that. Okay. So like this, and then we press this in my calculator. 7 divide 2 minus 225 divide 16. Okay, my calculator give me negative 169 over 16, right? Hope you get the same also. And then we will close the big bracket. Okay, is this vertex form? The answer is no, this is not vertex form. Vertex form cannot have big bracket one. So you have to take the 2, expand inside. So when you expand inside, I will stop writing the big bracket. I will straight away write x minus 15 over 4 square. But why the 2 cannot masuk dalam this bracket is because this bracket got square. So when you take the 2 times with this, you have to write outside. You cannot write 2x. You cannot write the 2 inside like that because the bracket got square, right? But the one at the back here, this one can times 2. So you'll get negative 169 over 8 when you times 2. Okay, so this is the vertex form. This is the answer for the first part. Okay, vertex form. And then they say state the equation of axis of symmetry. So what do we write? So dot dot dot. The first part of the first answer is this lah. 2x minus 15 over 4 square minus 169 over 8. And then the other part, the other answer is the axis of symmetry. So I think I should write equation of axis of symmetry. Okay, so equation of axis of symmetry is, so how do we know the axis of symmetry? We look at the x coordinate of the turning point. So if we look at this vertex form, how do we read the turning point? We will baca sini and baca sini, right? So the x coordinate is positive 15 over 4 because when you take it out, you have to tukar tanda. And then the y coordinate will be whatever at the back here, negative 169 over 8. But since I only want the axis of symmetry, I only take the x coordinate, which is x equals 15 over 4. Okay, you have to write x equals. Some students, they just write 15 over 4. Wrong. Because this is equation of the straight line. So the straight line, the equation is x equals 15 over 4. Okay, so this is how you do this question. Okay, sudah siap. Okay, let's continue with number 7a. Okay, 7a working, I will do it here. All right. Okay, let's read. Prove that this thing, so let's write down bracket sine x minus cos x close bracket square equals to 1 minus sine 2x. All right. So for us to prove, we have to how to say? We have to use the basic identity ataupun double angle ataupun the addition angle to. We have to apply those formulas lah. Okay, before we prove, we have to decide which side I want to start. Do I start on the left hand side or do I start on the right hand side? And I always tell students, start with the more complicated side. So which side looks more complicated? It looks more like, how to say, more complicated lah. So we can see that the left hand side is much more complicated, because left hand side a lot of things you can do. You can expand, and after you expand, you can, how to say, simplify further lah. But the right hand side, there's nothing much you can do, because um, sine 2x, of course you can use double angle, right? But that's the only thing, right? That's the only thing. So it's easier to change from left hand side to right hand side compared to right hand side to left hand side, because there's less things, it's very less things you can do. If you start from right hand side, you can only change this and then you stuck there already, right? So that's why I always advise students to start from left hand side. But of course, if student want to start with right hand side, can also, but it will be difficult lah, but can also. Okay, you will figure out that you can sampai here also. Okay, let's start with left hand side. But for me, I will do it like this lah. Okay, left hand side is sine x minus cos x bracket square. So now I'll try to buat the jalan kira lah. Okay, and hopefully I get to the right hand side later. Okay, how do we expand this? First, we need to know something. Sine x minus cos x square means sine x minus cos x darab sine x minus cos x. So how we expand this is like this, right? So what we get here, okay, let's erase all this. Uh, okay, let's just write the working here lah. Let's just write it here. So sine x minus cos x bracket, and then darab dia sendiri sekali lagi like this, right? So what you do is you expand slowly. Sine x times sine x, sine square x, right? And then sine x times negative cos x, negative sine x cos x. And then negative cos x times sine x, which is negative sine x cos x also. And then negative cos x times negative cos x, which is positive cos square x, right? And the square we always write here. Some students they write at the x square like that. Wrong, wrong, wrong. The square have to write here. Okay. Okay, what is negative sine x cos x minus sine x cos x? It's negative 2, right? So it will be sine square x. Okay, let's write this first. Plus cos square x. And then this thing you can combine become negative 2 sine x cos x, right? And then what is sine square plus cos square? 1, right? Because you learn in basic identity, sine square x plus cos square x equals 1, right? And then the rest here is minus 2 sine x cos x, right? But it's still not same with the right hand side. Okay, why not we look at the right hand side? 1 minus sine 2x. I mentioned just now, the right hand side, I can use the double angle for sine 2x. And sine 2x can change to 2 sine x cos x. Oh, by the way, all this formula got give in exam, in the formula part, right? But since I memorized it already, so I'll just write it down beside here. So the sine 2x can actually change to this. So it means 2 sine x cos x can change to sine 2x. So this one I can write sine 2x. And since 1 minus sine 2x is already same with the right hand side, I will just write right hand side here, and I can write proven. All right. So they ask you to prove. So this is the proof lah. So that's it. Okay, I will do B down here. All right. So let's look at B. Sketch the graph of trigonometric function y equals 1 minus sine 2x. Okay, what does it mean by this one? This one means the whole graph have to naikkan. So the one I can actually write belakang like this, +1, right? And then for the domain means x-axis ataupun object. And then they want 0 until 3/2 pi. Okay, you jangan lukis from 0 to 3/2 pi. You lukis 0 from 2 pi dulu. Then only you erase. It means this range we don't look at it when we draw. When we draw, we ignore this first. Last kali baru kita tengok yang ni. I repeat one more time. After you finish drawing, then only we look at the range, right? If you look at it while you draw, you will confuse one. You will confuse. You will draw wrong. So make sure you finish drawing first, then only you look at the range. Okay. When I teach in class, I always say what before you start to sketch, always conteng dulu. Conteng means you sketch, you do like a rough. How to say? You conteng dulu lah. Means you buat satu roughly. You just sketch it out first, right? Kenapa you kena conteng dulu? Kenapa you kena sketch dulu? So that you have a rough idea how the shape looks like later, right? So because even though you find all the points, you might join the points wrongly. That's why it's better to sketch. Means you buat satu yang fake punya. Like you draw satu, but this is not the sebenar punya answer. This one you just conteng saja. Alright. So how we conteng this? Okay, first thing first, we have to focus on this sine 2x. Sine 2x means what? 2 sine graph in 360. Alright, because 2, this number in front of X here means number of cycle in 360 degree. So there is 2 cycle in 360 degree. It means I have to draw 2 sine graph. And the sine shape looks like a wave. So there will be 2 wave within 360, right? 360. So this is my sine 2x. But now I have to look at the negative. So the negative means the whole thing have to terbalikkan. Terbalikkan. It means yang atas kena turun bawah, yang bawah kena turun atas. Kena naik atas. So the whole thing will reflect on x-axis. So now my answer becomes the red color already. But what would be the amplitude? It would be 1, -1, right? Because the amplitude, we actually look at the front number, which is here, right? And if there's nothing there, it means 1, lah, right? The amplitude is 1. And the final part is the +1. So when we look at the +1, what happens here? The whole graph have to move up, right? But I teach my students like this, right? You take all the axis here, all this value +1. So 1 + 1, 2, 0 + 1, 1, -1 + 1, 0. All right. It means your new x-axis come down here already, right? Because originally your x-axis is at here, but since the whole graph move up, then your x-axis will go down 1 unit. You faham maksud saya? If the whole graph move up means your x-axis move down. That's why when you take this one +1 + 1 + 1, the new the this 0 become 1 already, and then this 1 become 0, right? So this is my graph. All right, and remember the red color one is the answer, not the black color one, the red color one. All right, so now after I done my chonting, now I can draw the real one. Now only I draw real one. It means when I pass up, I will not pass up this one. I will just conteng on the side and then throw it away. So now I'll draw the real one. Okay, so I'll draw my y-axis, and I already know my x-axis should be paling bawah because I conteng already. I know I only use all my points is on 0, 1, 2, right? That is why everything is 0, 1, 2. Okay, okay, let's use black color. So this is my y-axis, all right? And then this is my x-axis, and the potongan here will be 90, 180, 270, 360. But in Addmaths, they always like to ask in radian. So let's write in radian. This will be 2 pi, this will be pi, this will be pi over 2, which is 90. This one is 3 pi over 2, which is 270 degree. Now we plot all the points, right? So the first point is what? If you look carefully, it's 0, 1, right? It's at 0, 1. So the start, it means the points start at 1, right? Start at 1. And then it goes down to here, which is not 90, 0, by the way. If you put here, wrong already. Wrong already. It's not here. It's here. Okay, let me tell you why. Because this is a 2x. This is 2x. So when 2x, the original sine graph, this point supposed to be at 90, right? But I have to compress this curve. I have to, how to say, compress this curve because it's 2x. It means the 90 will get pushed back to 45 because you divide by 2. And all the points here, which is 180, 270, 360, will get pushed back because I need to fit 2 sine graph in 360. That is why this point should be at 45, 0. You understand? And then this one baru dia dekat 90. 91, right? Look at this. This one is at 90, and then the y coordinate is 1, right? And then it goes up, and then this one is at it's not at 180, it's at 135. It means all the one I have to potong half like that. So this one is here, right? You just remember one thing. If it's 2x, confirm your, how to say, you have to potong at the half one, right? If it's 3x, you have to buat 2 lines here. So it has 3 potongan. Kalau 3x lah, right? Okay, let's continue. This one go down until 1. So go down until 1. This one is exactly at 180, right? And then go down here. This one is at 0, but it's at 180, 270 punya middle, which is 225. And then go up, and then go up until 2, and then go down until 0 like this. All right. So I want to draw a dotted line here and ask you, what is this? What is this? Tell me, what is this? This is the old x-axis. Do you agree? This is the old x-axis. Okay, never mind. I'll draw the graph first. So how can I join this shape? So please don't join like this. Don't join like this, like this, like this. Don't simply join. You have to join according to the shape you draw just now, the red color one. So it looks like a wave, but it's a terbalik punya wave. So like this wave. So this is one wave, and then another wave yang terbalik. All right, and then like this. Right. Okay, let me ask you the same question just now. What is this dotted line? What is this dotted line? This one. This one. What is this line? This is the old x-axis. Do you agree? This is the old x-axis. The old x-axis is here. But why the new x-axis come down here? Is because got +1. When you the whole graph +1, it means the whole graph move up. That is why the new x-axis become down here already. Okay, so you understand, huh? Okay, now only I will look at the range. Now only you look at the range. If you look at the range when you draw, it's very easy to make mistakes, right? So my advice is always like this: draw the whole graph for two until 2 pi first, then only look at the range. So the range says the restriction is draw until 0 until 3 over 2 pi. So I will cut it off here. This is 3 over 2 pi. So the rest here I have to erase. So let's take out the eraser and erase, right? So this whole thing I have to erase. Okay. So this is your graph looks. This is how your graph looks like lah. So this is 3 pi over 2, right? And then this is your x-axis. Okay. So and don't forget to write the equation lah. Y equals 1 minus sine 2x. Okay. Yeah. So this is the equation. Okay. Hope you understand how I draw the curve. Of course, maybe some student they want to, how to say, do it differently, or maybe they want to find the points, right? Can also, you can use that method also. It means you gantikan the sine 2x with 0, 1, -1, and then you try to find all the points, right? Can also. But if you do it like this, you will end up with the same points I plot here, right? It will be the same. Okay. If you want to do it like that, can also. It's up to you. Okay, but I will do. But for if the equation looks simple like this, I will straight away plot it, right? If it's not too difficult. Okay. Okay. I think this is enough. Now we can move on to C. Hence, find number one, the maximum value of y in that domain. So within this domain, what is the maximum value? So maximum value of y means I have to tengok y-axis paling tinggi punya point, which is this point lah, paling tinggi. But you jangan baca to x-axis, you baca to y-axis. So 2 is the answer, right? Okay, let's go number 2. Find the number of solution to this equation. 1 minus sine 2x equals to k plus 1. And then they give you k minus 1 have to be in between this, right? Okay, how to do this question? Okay, this question, whenever after we draw graph, they like to ask you to find number of solution. Okay, and what we have to do usually in this part is draw a straight line, and then determine how many intersection. If got 2, means the number of solution is 2. If got 3, means the number of solution is 3. But before we draw the line, we need to have the equation of the line first. And the equation of line will always be y equals mx plus c. But if you look at the equation they gave us, didn't even have y, right? This equation doesn't look like y equal mx plus c. It didn't even have y. So I have to jadikan dia supaya dia ada y, no matter what. So how to change this to y? We will look at the last question. So if you remember clearly, y is equals to 1 minus sine 2x. It means 1 minus sine 2x can change to y. So y equals to k plus 1. But I need you to know something. This line is not a sengit line. It's not a gradient line. Alright? You know why? Because this equation, dia hanya ada y, tapi dia tak ada x. It means this line will be horizontal. It will be completely horizontal. Right? It means this line has no gradient. Alright? So we need to know something. Garisan ada dua jenis. Satu jenis we call it non-gradient line. Non-gradient line means the line has no gradient. It means the line either look like this. If it looks like this, the equation will be y equals number, or it can also look like this, right? This line, the equation will be x equals number, right? These two types of lines have no gradient. Okay, you can't find the gradient. All right. If you find the gradient for this, you will get 0. If you find the gradient for this, you will get infinity. Okay, it means it's non-gradient line. But what about line yang ada gradient? Line yang ada gradient, the line will be like this one. It's like sengit one, like this, or maybe like this. All right. And the equation for this will be y equals mx plus c. Kalau dia gradient line lah. But this equation, I can tell you for sure is a non-gradient line, because if you look at the equation, there is no x on the other side. So it's definitely this case where the line is like completely horizontal, right? So, but where should I draw the horizontal line? I need to find my k value, right? But I don't know my k value. They never give me, but they give me something. They give me a range here, right? Which is k minus 1 is in between -1 and 0. Okay, you can actually, because this symbol is in between, it means whatever at the middle here, k minus 1, have to be bigger than -1, but at the same time, it have to be smaller than 0. This is what it means by in between. So I can calculate my k here, -1 plus 1, which is 0, and then k is smaller than 1. It means your k is bigger than 0, but smaller than 1 at the same time. It means your k can be 0 0.1, 0 0.2, 0 0.3, 0 0.4, 0. It means any number that is between 0 and 1 lah. Or you can also do it like this. Since k minus 1 is in between -1 and 0, you can make k single here, but both number here have to +1. So -1 plus 1, 0, 0 plus 1, 1. You can also do it like this. This one and this one is the same, right? K in between 0 and 1 is the same as saying k bigger than 0, but k has to be smaller. Yeah, it's the same, right? This one same. So now my problem is I don't know my k, but I know the k is a number that is between 0 and 1. So let's put 0, let's assume it's 0.5, right? Okay, just because I want to explain to you, all right? So I'll just choose any number, right? 0.5. So what is 0.5 plus 1? 1.5. So imagine if your y is 1.5, where will you draw the horizontal line? It will be like this, right? It will completely horizontal one, all right? So the line will look like this, right? It will not be like this, it will not be a second line because I told you in the beginning already, this is a non-gradient line. If it's a second line, if it's a line yang macam ni, the equation mesti akan ada x. Dia mesti akan y equal mx plus c, dia mesti ada x. Tapi when the equation ada y equals number ataupun x equals number, then the equation is definite, the line is definitely like this, right? So this is your line, right? But of course the line tak semestinya dekat sini. Dia boleh dekat sini also. Dia boleh dekat sini also. Dia boleh dekat sini, dekat sini, dekat sini. Why? Because it's not, it doesn't, apa, dia tak semestinya 0.5. It can be 0.1, 0.2, 0.3. So imagine if it's 0.1. 0.1 plus 1 is 1.1. So if 1.1, then it's here already, right? But can you see, it doesn't matter it's 1.1 or 1.2 or 1.3. It doesn't matter. You'll end up with the same number of solution, which is they both will give you two number of solution. So I think I know my answer already, right? Because if my k, if my k is in between 0 and 1, okay, let's erase. Okay, if my k, okay, wait, okay, if my k is in between 0 and 1, means my y must be in between 1 and 2. Because all my k value, when I put here, I will plus 1. So 0 plus 1 is 1, 1 plus 1 is 2. So my y will definitely be here. And any line I draw here, it will give me two solutions. So I will write dot, 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 number of solution is 2. Okay, so this is how you do it. Okay, because uh even though you don't know your value of k, but you know your k is in between 1 and 0, right? And if but the k have to plus 1, right? So it means when you plus 1, it means your line will definitely be in between 1 and 2, and the line will not be second line, it will be a horizontal line. So definitely it's two number of solution because got two intersection, right? Doesn't matter where you draw here, it will get two solution. Okay, and the equation for this line is k plus 1. Okay, it's okay, you don't have to find a k. Okay, the soalan never ask you to find also, right? So we just want the number of solution, and this is how you do it. Okay, sudah siap. Okay, now we are at section B. So bahagian ni mengantungi 4 soalan, jawab 3 soalan. But I will jawab semua. I will jawab 4. Okay, because I want to. This video is to help you do revision, right? So I will do all of it. But in exam, don't do all of it. In diagram 5, OAB is a triangle. Okay, I can see it. OP is 2 over 3 OA. Okay, this 3 you can pindah sini, so it becomes 3 OP equals to 2 OA. Okay, 2 OA. 2 OA. And then we can baca the ratio. How to baca ratio? OP 2, OA 3. Dia mesti dalam dengan dalam, luar dengan luar. So OP ratio is 2. So OP, where is it? Label here, 2. And then OA ratio 3. OA is the whole thing 3. It means here is 1 lah. Because I want the PA ratio. So the whole thing is 3. 3 minus 2 is 1. Okay, sudah siap. AB 2AQ. This one also we can baca ratio. How to baca? Dalam dengan dalam, luar dengan luar. So AB ratio is 2. The whole thing is 2. And then AQ is 1. Because there's nothing here means 1. So this one is 1. But since the whole thing is 2, it means 2 minus 1, I will get here 1. Means the QB ratio is 1. So we can say that Q is the midpoint. Okay, so that's it. Next one, OR is 4 or 5 OQ. Same thing here, the 5 can move here, become 5 OR equals to 4 OQ. Right? So let's label dalam dengan dalam, luar dengan luar. OR ratio is 4. Where's OR? Here, so let's write 4. OQ is 5. So O to Q is 5. Means here is 1 lah. Because O to Q is the whole thing. So to get the RQ ratio, I will take 5 minus 4, which is 1. So this one should accept. Next one, OA equals 9H. O to A, where is it? O is here, A is here. So I will label like this, right? Because if I label like this, the P is blocking me, right? So I will buat satu line dekat outside, and then I put an arrow. So O to A, and then I'll write 9H. Make sure the arrow is pointing to A, because it's O to A. And then OB is 4K. So OB is here. This one I can label like this. Okay, the arrow have to point to B and then 4K. Okay, I'm done labeling all this information. I can ignore all this already. Now I can just straight away do A part 1. So part 1, they want to find vector PB. Okay, vector PB. Okay, let's look at the diagram. So if you look at PB, it's referred, let's draw a line lah. Let's draw a line. So let's take out the ruler and then draw a line like this. Okay, so PB vector, let's see. Um, PA plus AB lah. Or you can also do PO plus OB. All right. If you do PA, AB also you get the same answer. So let's do PO plus OB. Okay. So vector PO would be what? It would be 2 over 3 because P to O is 2 over 3, right? So PO is 2 over 3. So PO is anak siapa? PO is anak siapa? PO is anak kepada AO. Do you agree? Not OA ah. P to O is anak kepada A to O. Dia bukan PO is anak OA. Dia tak boleh. Dia kena satu direction. So P to O is 2 over 3, A to O. And then plus with OB, which is 4K. Right? And then what is AO? Okay, you have vector OA. OA is 9H. So what is AO? Negative 9H. And then plus 4K. So now the answer come 9 divided 3 is 3 times 2 negative 6H plus 4K. Alright, so this is the answer. Now let's look at second question. They want to find O vector OQ. So OQ how to find? So O is here, Q is here. So if I terus pergi, saya tak ada vector dia. So I have to go the other way. Maybe OA plus AQ. Or you can go OP plus BQ also can. Right? But let's do OA plus AQ lah. So OA plus AQ. If you want to do OB plus BQ can also, you get the same answer. OA is 9H. So write it down. AQ is 1 over. So AQ is 1 over 2. Right? So A to Q is anak siapa? A to Q is anak kepada AB, right? So AQ is actually half of vector AB, right? So now you get 9H plus 1 over 2 AB, but masalah tak ada AB. Okay, tak apa. AB is AO plus OB lah. So AO negative 9H plus OB plus 4K, macam tu. Okay, A to B is AO plus OB, so negative 9H plus 4K, right? The 9H have to write negative because you go up, right? Because 9H is OA, I want AO. Okay, now let's continue here. 9H times 1 over 2 means divide 2. So negative 9 over 2H. And then 4K divide 2 is just 2K. And then now 9 minus 9 over 2 is positive 9 over 2H plus 2K. Right? So this is the answer. Okay. So 9 over 2H plus 2K. Okay, now we continue with B. B says, hence prove that PR and B are collinear. Okay, just now I draw a line here, and then I saw that I tarik, and then how to say, I perasan that the line actually passes through R, right? So now they want me to prove using the working and prove to them that they are these 3 points are really collinear. Collinear means the garis. So how do we prove it? Okay, in vector, whenever you see the word parallel or collinear, you will always take two vector, sama dengan, and then tambah k, right? But it doesn't have to be k, like it can be any symbol. You can even tambah lambda or h or whatever alphabet you want, right? And why you have to tambah that number is because this number represents the ratio. Okay, represents the ratio. Okay, okay. But before I do this working, I have to find out two vectors along this line, along the PRB line, all right? And I already have one of the vector PB, right? So let's write down B here. We already have my first vector, which is PB, okay? Negative 6H plus 4K. Now my job is to find another vector that along this line, right? And then I can take these two vectors sama dengan and then tambah satu alphabet in the middle. So PB, the other one can be what? PR ataupun RB pun boleh, alright? So you can choose anyone. So let's find PR. Okay, PR. Okay, PR vector. So if I find PR, how can I find vector PR? I don't have, right? So I can go PO plus OR. Okay, PO plus OR. So what is vector PO? PO, I sudah buat tadi. PO is 2 over 3 AO, which is negative 6H. Right? And then what is OR? OR tak ada, tapi saya boleh buat guna ratio. So OR is actually 4 over, okay, what is the total portion here? 5, right? And if you look carefully, OR is anak siapa? is anak kepada OQ, right? So O to R is anak O to Q. So 4/5 OQ. And what is OQ? You sudah buat tadi. 9/2H plus 2K, right? So now you get negative 6H. 4/5 times 9/2, cut 18/5H. Betul lah? Yeah, this one is 2. Okay, I shouldn't cut like this. So 2 times 9, yeah, 18/5. And then plus 2K here times 4/5, which is 8/5K. And then now you can use calculator. H dengan H boleh buat. So we press negative 6 plus 18/5. Okay, my calculator give me negative 12/5H. And then plus 8/5K lah. So this is my vector PR. After I get my PR and PB, I can take these two vector equals, right? So PB vector and PR and then equals. And then tengah-tengah saya kena tambah satu alphabet. I usually use K, but let's not use K this time because the soalan got K already. So later I will get confused. So maybe let's use M. Yeah, let's use M. It means we can use any alphabet you want. Just don't use yang sudah ada dalam soalan. Okay? Because you will confuse if you use K later because here also got K. Alright. So let's just use M lah. Or you want to use any symbol also can. You want to use lambda also can. Okay, what is vector PB? Negative 6H plus 4K. And then M times what is vector PR? Negative 12/5H plus 8/5K. Alright. And what I will do now is I will take the M, expand inside, and then compare both coefficient. Alright. And when you compare both coefficient, you can find your M. If your M value for both sides is same, then it's parallel. If the M both sides is tak sama, then it's not parallel. Okay, this is how you prove. Okay, so let's expand this. Negative 12/5 mH plus 8/5 mk. The other side, negative 6h plus 4k. Now I will compare the coefficient both sides. So the h coefficient on this side is negative 6. So I will write, okay, I don't have enough space. So I think I'll write down here. So I'll write negative 6 equals to negative 12/5 m because I compare the coefficient of h here with coefficient of h here, right? And then coefficient of k is 4 equals to coefficient of k is 8/5 m, right? So like this. And then I'll try to find m here lah. So how I find it? Negative divide negative is positive, and then 6 times 5 divide 12, which is 30 divide 12. Okay, let's press calculator. 5/2, right? So this is 5/2. And then the other one also, m equals 4 times 5, which is 20, divide 8. Press calculator. 5/2 also. So can you see the m here and the m here is same? It means the ratio both sides is same, right? And if it's same, it means vector PB and vector PR is parallel. It means vector PB is equals to MPR, right? But the M you get same both sides, so 5/2 PR. It means PB and PR is parallel. And if they are parallel means they will be collinear because collinear and parallel is lebih kurang same meaning. Parallel means two lines selari. Collinear means segaris. So if segaris dia melibatkan 3 poin saja collinear. Kalau collinear, okay, dia melibatkan 3 poin saja. Tapi kalau parallel dia melibatkan 4 poin. There will be 4 points involved parallel, right? But collinear, this line will cantum. Okay, it will combine become 3 point only, right? So if you look at this, there is one common point here, P, right? So I can write since P is a common point, P is a common point. Common point means the point yang dia cantum dekat situ lah. And 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 okay, I should erase the comma. Since P is a common point and P vector PB is equals to 5/2 PR, which means they are parallel, by the way. Okay, if the two vector can equal like this, they are parallel. The 5/2 is just the ratio. Then we can write points PR and B are collinear. Okay, are collinear. Okay, this is how you get full mark, right? So the working start from where? Let's start from here, right? Start from here, start from here, and then go here, right? So this is the full working. Okay. Okay. I want to mention one thing. What if you write PR in front and then PB at the back? Can also, can also. Then it will look like this lah. PR equals PB, and then the M will be here. Can also. You will end up the same answer. It's just that you will the m will be different a bit lah. The m you will get 2/5 both sides. But can also, because it's still proven that you still end up proving that they are collinear, they are parallel, right? Even if you do like that, okay? So can also, huh? And I want to mention one more thing. Just now I find two vectors along this line, PRB, right? And which vector I choose to find? PB and PR. But what if you find BR ataupun RB? What do you find RB? RB vector and then equal with PB vector, or RB vector equal with PR vector. Can also, can also. It's just that the ratio will end up, you will get a different answer here. The ratio you get will be different, but you will get both sides same ratio, and you will end you will scan also, you will get betul also, yeah, the betul also. The last baris will still be like this. It's just that this this one will be a little bit different, but it's still correct, okay? Because what they want is to prove that they are collinear, right? So how to prove? When we get m same answer both sides, this is how we prove. Okay, okay lah, I hope you understand lah. I talked for way too long already. So let's continue with C. Given the area of triangle PAB is 12, let's go and label PAB. Where is it? PAB is this one, right? So the area of this thing is 12 cm square, right? And then the area of, they want to find the area of OAB, which is the big one, right? Okay, for this type of question area, I will write here, see. So the area of PAB is 12. It means 1/2 times base times height is 12, right? But the problem here is which one I want to take as my base. Okay, I will explain to you a concept. Let's say I have a triangle yang ada 90 degree. Which one is the base, which one is the height? This one and this one. So to get the area, you just take 1/2 times this, very easy. But what if the triangle tak ada 90 degree? Let's say it's like this. The base will be where? It can be anywhere. It can be here, right? So if the base is here, where will be the height? Can this be the height? No, right? The height cannot be the sengit punya line. It has to be straight punya. It has to be vertical. So what I will do is I will take the highest point, take the distance here. So this will be the height. Do you understand? This is the height. Or you can also say like this. This is the height. It means the height yang you ambil must always be 90 degree perpendicular like this. So this height ataupun this height sama. You understand? Okay, let's give you one more example. What if the triangle looks like this, like this, like this? And I make this the base. What will be the height? The height will be from here, the highest point, to here. And it has to be perpendicular, by the way. Okay? So this is the how you know the base height. Okay, after we understand this concept, now tell me, if this area is 12, what would be the base? What would be the height? Can I make this the base? Actually, yes, you can make this AB the base, but I will not do that, because if you make this the base, what will be the height? The height will be from P, tarik bawah here, right? And they want to find area of OAB later, right? So there must be some connection here. The OAB and PAB triangle must have some connection. But if you do it like this, the base times height, you cannot calculate the area of OAB. Let me tell you what you should do instead. You should use AP as the base. You should use AP as the base. Okay? Tak apa. Nanti bila saya buat, you akan faham. Alright? So you will make AP the base. So if AP is the base, it means you times with the magnitude of AP. Do you understand? And then times with the height, right? The height, even though I don't know, but I know if AP is the base, right? Where will be the height? The height will be point B, tarik satu line yang 90 degree to AP. Do you understand? Because imagine this is the base now. This is the base of the triangle. Then the height must be the perpendicular height, perpendicular line from B to PA. Perpendicular means 90 degree. So I will do it like this, right? And then now I'll start to find area of OAB. Okay, so area of OAB, same thing. Which one I will make the base? I will not make AB the base, because if I want to find OAB is the big triangle, right? Let's not make AB the base. Let's make AQ the base, AO the base, AO the base. So I will kecilkan a bit. So if I make AO the base, it means this one I'll times with magnitude of AO, right? Magnitude of AO. And then times with the height. And guess what? If this AO is the, what do you think? What is it? The AO is the base, right? It is the base. Where will be the height of this triangle? It will be from point B, tarik satu 90 degree punya line to the to AO, right? And since APO is collinear, when you tarik the height, this height will be same with this height. I repeat one more time. If AP is the base and you tarik satu B perpendicular line from B to AP, make it 90 degree, it will be the same as tarik from B to AO. Okay, the perpendicular line from B to AP will be same with the perpendicular line of B to AO, right? That is why this height and this height is same. So now you can make a connection already, right? So now you can continue here by writing 1 over 2 times this one times h, right? But if you look at AO and AP, they have a connection because AO is actually 3 times the AP. Do you agree? Because AP punya ratio is 1. AO, the whole thing is 3. So magnitude of AO, even though I don't know, but I know it's definitely 3 times magnitude of AP. All right. And we can actually write this like this: 3 times 1 over 2 times magnitude of AP times the height. And if you look at this whole thing, isn't this just 12, right? So it will be 3 times 12, and you will end up getting 36 units square. This is the answer, all right? So for this type of question, the hard part, the difficult part is always try to see which one is the base, which one is the height, all right? If you try taking AB as the base, you will not get to the answer because the I want to, how to say, I want to use this and somehow connect them together. So the correct way is to make this the base. Okay, so I hope you understand. And remember this thing. All right, the perpendicular, if the base is here, okay, the height, the perpendicular height will be the other vertex. Tarik satu line yang 90 degrees sampai line sini. Alright, but you can also tarik from here, right? So I hope you understand. From B, tarik satu perpendicular line to AP, that line will be same as B to AO because APO is collinear. That's why when you tarik satu line, the line, the height here for the triangle APB and ABO is the same, right? Okay lah, I hope you understand what I'm trying to explain here, right? So this is how I would do it. So sudah siap ini cara dia. Okay, let's go number 9. Okay, number 9, this is linear law. I have to draw graph. Okay, let's read the question. Table 1 shows shows the values of two variables, x and y, obtained from an experiment. So this is the table. The variable x and y are related by this equation where r and s are constant. Whenever we do linear law, we don't care whether the question asks us to change to linear form or not. We will always change to linear form. So the first step here is to change this equation to linear form. I know the question never asks you to change to linear form because A, they says construct a table, B, they says draw graph, C, they says find value. But you have to change to linear form because if you don't change to linear form, later you cannot do part C. All right. So whenever we do linear law question, just change to linear form. But how to change to linear form? Linear form has to be y equals mx plus c. It means your equation have to sama dengan y-axis. What is your y-axis now? You don't know, but you can tiru B. You can tiru B. B says plot log y against 2x minus 1. It means your y-axis has to be log y. The x-axis has to be 2x minus 1. So definitely have to tambah log both sides. If you tambah on this side, the other side also have to tambah. Alright? Okay, so the other one, it will be R darab dengan S power 2x minus 1. This side will be log 10y, sudah sama dengan paksi y, tapi this one uh, have to simplify further. Single log times can separate, become separate, single log times separate log plus, so log 10r plus with log 10s, and then the power 2x minus 1 can letak depan, like this, right? 2x minus 1. And then now, just have to arrange. We just have to susun jadi linear form. So how to susun? Log 10y. So y equals mx plus c. And remember, your x-axis is 2x minus 1. So 2x minus 1 darab dengan log x, log s, sama tak kalau saya tulis log s darab 2x minus 1? Sama kan? And then tambah dengan log r. Tapi why I have to write like this? So that is linear form lah. Y equals mx plus c. So now you can see your y-axis is log y. Your x-axis is 2x minus 1. So that match means your gradient is log s and your c y-intercept is log r. So later you can use the log s. Later when you do part c, you do like that lah. If you do number 1 r, you do log r equals to y-intercept, and the y-intercept you refer to your graph, and then pindah the log base 10 to the other side. Then you can find your r here, right? So why is this important? Why is it important to do this first? Because if you don't do this, you cannot do part C later. That's why you have to do this first, all right? Okay, now finish already, part A. Not part A. This one is not even part A. This one is the first part lah. So now A says what? Based on table, construct a table of log y and 2x minus 1. Yeah, of course, because now this table you can't use it already. This is y against x. Now my y-axis already modified. My x-axis also already modified. So definitely you have to draw a new table here. So let's draw a new table here. Let's draw it here. So this is my part A working. This is my part A working. So let's draw some lines. So how many points you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I think it's good enough. So what is the x-axis? 2x minus 1. I always recommend students to write the x-axis atas, right? And then the y-axis, which is log y, tulis bawah. Because if you write like this, then it's easy to plot. Because you tengok atas bawah, atas bawah, atas bawah macam ni. If you write the y-axis atas, later you have to baca reverse already. Okay, let's go. What is the first thing I have to do? 2x minus 1. So 2x minus 1 means 2 bracket minus 1. So the x I have to ganti with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's ganti with 1. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 minus 1, 1. And then let's ganti with 2 here. So 2 times 2, 4. 4 minus 1, 3. Siap. 2 times 3 minus 1. 6 minus 1 is 5. Done, done, done. This one is 4. 2 power 4. 16 minus 1, 15. 2 times 4 is 8. 8 minus 1 is 7. Sorry. 7. And then 5. 2 times 5. This one is 5. 10 minus 1, 9. And then the last one is, when this one is 6. 2 times 6 is 12. 12 minus 1, 11. Okay. You can use your calculator to help you. You can use your calculator to help you. Okay, next one is I have to calculate the log y base 10. And the y will be 0.24. So use calculator. So we press log 0.24 base 10. So you can press yourself. You will get negative 0.62. Okay. Yeah, when you tekan log 0 point something, you definitely get negative. All right. Okay, next one is log 0.35. You'll get negative 0.46. Right. I think nothing to teach here. You just press calculator. Log 0.5 base 10, negative 0.30. And then log 0.72, just press negative 0.14. Oh, by the way, remember to write two decimal place, because later you have to sketch graph. When we sketch graph, we always write two decimal place only. Okay, don't write so many, because if you write many, it's hard to plot later. Just write two decimal place. Okay, so when we draw graph, we will write two decimal place. Okay, log 1.03, 0.01. Okay, and then the last one is tekan log 1.49, but make sure it is base 10, 0.17. Okay, so this is my table. Okay, so now I can proceed. I can continue with B. Plot log y against 2x minus 1 using this scale. All right, 2 cm to 0.1 on the y-axis. This is the y-axis, and then 2 cm to 2 unit on the x-axis. Hence, draw the line of best fit. So let's go to the graph now. But before I go to the graph, you need to be careful, because there is some negative value. If all your value is positive, it means you can put your y-axis, x-axis at the bawah sebelah kiri like this, right? Because if all positive means everything is in quadrant 1, right? But since this question ada negative, it means when I draw my y-axis, can I draw here? Okay, when I draw my y-axis, memang saya kena letak paling sebelah, because when I draw my y-axis, I have to look at all my x value. Can you see all positive? It means everything happens on the right side, right? But when I draw my x-axis, I cannot draw down here, right? I have to draw a bit up, because there's some negative numbers here, right? And I have to turun sampai negative 0.62. And if the scale I use is 2 cm to 0.1 for y-axis, I have to go until negative 0.7 here. And then paling atas will be 0.2, right? Because paling besar is 0.17, so it will be 0.2, right? So after I know this, now I can go to the graph. So let's go to the graph. Okay, let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's use the paling luar punya lah, right? So let's start by writing 0.2, because I already know the highest has to be 0.2, and this is the log 10 y-axis. And since the scale I'm using is 0.1, so this will be 0.1, this is 0, right? And then this will be negative 0.1, negative 0.2, this one is negative 0.3, negative 0.4 until 7. So negative 0.5 until 7, negative 0.6, and then negative 0.7, right? And then now for my x-axis, what is the scale they want me to use? The scale they want me to use is 2 cm to 2 unit. 2 cm to 2 unit. And then I have to go until 11. So it will be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So I'll write here 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. And then this will be my x-axis. So I'll write 2x minus 1 because my x-axis is 2x minus 1, right? And the title for this graph will be graph of log 10y against against 2x minus 1, right? This will be the tajuk, the title. So underline this, and now I can start to plot the point. Okay, let's draw the axis. Okay, make it smaller a bit. All right. So the line, make sure you draw nicely like this. Okay, good enough. And then here, yep, like that. Okay, time to plot. Time to plot. Let's make it bigger a bit. Okay, let's look at our first point. Our first point says what? Our first point says 1 negative 0.62. Let's go. 1 negative 0.62. So what you write here? 1 is here. Negative 0.62. I think it's here. Right? Just plot lah. Okay, next point. Next point is 3 negative 0.46. Let's go. 3 negative 0.46. 3 is here. Negative 0.46. This is 0.45. This is 0.46. So this is where I plot. Right? Okay. Let's plot nicely lah. All right. Okay, here, here. Oops. Okay, yeah. Okay, let's make it bigger a bit. Very hard to plot. Okay. Okay, so next one, next one, next one, next one. 5 negative 0.3. Let's go. 5 negative 0.3. Let's plot nicely. 5 negative 0.3. I think it's here. So this one. Okay, next one. 7 negative 0.14. Let's go. 7 is here. Negative 0.14. I think it's this is 0.15. This one 0.14. Okay. So yeah. Now it's the next one. 90.01, 90.01, 90.01, 90.01, 90.01. I think it's here, and then naik satu saja lah. 90.01, correct. Okay, next 11 0.17, 11. I think it's here. 0.17. This is 191817. So I think it's here. Okay. Okay. Now time to draw my straight line. Okay, a straight line. Okay, so let's take you will use your pembaris panjang, and then you will buat satu line lah. Okay, let's make sure it start from here, and then you will try to put the pembaris panjang like this. Okay, as you can see, you don't even have to decide where you should draw the line because the line already can touches all the points, right? Can you see? It's like when you just put it like this, because line of best fit means you have to make sure your garisan sentuh paling banyak point. So I think if you put it here, this is good already because it just looks like your garisan already sentuh semua point, right? Okay, let's adjust a bit so that it looks more accurate. Okay, maybe something like this, right? This one adjust a bit, adjust a bit. Okay, the first point is 6.2. It's here. Oh, this is the first point. Okay, okay. So like this. Okay. Yeah, like this, right? 0.62, and then this one like this. Okay, yeah, I think like this is enough, right? It's good enough. It looks like it touches all the points, right? So sentuh, 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 sentuh. Even if it tak sentuh, so it's like very, very near. Okay, so yeah, I think this is definitely the best, the line of best fit already, right? And make sure you draw until y-axis, because you need to use the y-axis later for your C working. Okay, now let's go back up. So I think I already finished my part B. This is worth 3 marks. Now we can do part C. Let's sarkan balik. So C, let's see what they want. Use the graph in B, find value of R and S. Okay, how to find R and S? You have to tengok balik your linear form equation. So if you want to find your R, you have to look at your y-intercept, right? So what is your y-intercept? Log R base 10 is actually a y-intercept, but the y you have to use huruf besar. So y-intercept, right? And then for question 2 later, you will use gradient to find. But S is not the gradient. Log S baru gradient. Okay, so like that. So this is how you calculate your R and S, right? So your y-intercept just now you can see, you can, how to say, you can see it, it's negative 0.7. So you just masukkan negative 0.7. This will be log R base 10, and then R will be, okay, this one you tekan shift log, right? When you pindah log to the other side, it means you tekan shift log. And then after you tekan shift log, you tekan bracket negative 0.7. Okay, 0. Okay, it's better to write four significant figures. So 0.1995, right? 1995. Of course, some student will say, hey, sir, what if I write 0.2? Can also, but I don't recommend lah. I don't recommend because I always tell students to write four significant figures. Okay? For the answer, I always recommend like that. Unless you are drawing graph lah. When you're drawing graph, you just write two decimal place, right? Because how can you plot when it's like four decimal place, right? So yeah, so I recommend writing it like this. Okay, now it will be the next one, which is log s base 10 equals to gradient. Okay, the gradient formula will be y minus y and then x minus x. It means I need two coordinate from my graph. So I will go to my graph and find two coordinate that I can use, right? So I will choose x0 until x10 because 10 minus 0 is 10 and 10 is easy to divide, right? So when the x is 0, my y coordinate is negative 0.7. So this is the first point I will use, right? But I will use until 10, which is here, lah, right? And the reason why I use until 10 is because later my formula will be y minus y, x minus x. And if I take 10 minus 0, power will be 10. And when I divide 10, I will not get the ugly answer. I will get satu answer yang senang tulis, right? That's why I choose 10. Okay, when the x is 10, where is the coordinate? It's actually like a bit in the middle, but it's nearer to here. It's more near to here. So this is the point. So the x coordinate is 10. The y coordinate is 0.09. Okay, why 0.09? Because it's 0.1 turun satu kotak means 0.1 tolak dengan 0.01. So this is the point. And now don't forget to draw dotted line. Okay. And by the way, don't forget to put a dot. Put a dot like this. All right. Because if you don't put dot, the pemeriksa tak tahu which point you are choosing, right? You have to put a dot so that pemeriksa tu tahu you pilih point yang ni, right? So let's draw dotted line. Of course, you will use ruler to draw this line, and then put a 90-degree here. So since you have 2 points already, now you can write in your working, the formula will be y minus y bahagi x minus x. So negative 0.7. Okay, let's take this one bahagi this one lah. Actually, you want to take bawah tolak atas pun boleh. Okay, let's take 0.09 minus 0.7. 0.09 minus. So 0.09 minus with negative 0.7 and then divide by 10 minus 0, right? Okay, now this one will be 10, 0.09 plus with 0.07, you can press. And then it's 0.79, right? 0.79. And then when you divide 10 is 0.079. But this is not the answer. This is the answer for log s base 10. But the question asks you to find s. So you have to do anti-log. So how to tekan anti-log? Shift log and then 0.079. Okay, my calculator give me 1.199. So yeah, write it down. All right. Again, I will explain one more time. I don't recommend writing 1.2, because if you write like that, okay, maybe some pemeriksa they will allow it, right? But it's just safer to write false in figures. Okay, so always write false in figures. So this is the answer. Remember the question asked you to find s, bukan log s. That's why you have to buat anti-log. All right. Okay, some student they will tell me something like this: log base 10 when you move there become number base. So if I say log 10 is equals to negative 0.7, r is equals to 10 power negative 0.7. Like that can also. If you tekan 10 power negative 0.7, it's the same as shift log negative 0.7 is the same thing. Okay, so yeah, it's the same. So this one I erase. Okay, for my last part is C3. So C1, C2, this one is C3. Okay, C3 what they want. Okay, let's write the working here, C3. So find the value of log y base 10 when x equals to 2.5. So I'll write here when x equals to 2.5. But if you look at your x-axis, you cannot find 2.5, right? You cannot find 2.5 straight away because your x-axis now is 2x minus 1. It means you have to find out 2x minus 1 first, which is 2.5 minus 1, which is 4. So when 2x minus 1 equals to 4, now only you can go to your x-axis and carry 4 because your x-axis is 2x minus 1 like this, right? So now you go to your x-axis 2x 1 minus 1, 4, and then you tarik dotted line ke bawah. Don't tarik atas because atas nothing, there's no garisan there. So you have to tarik bawah, and the moment the dotted line touch the line, you will put a dot and then tarik to the y-axis. Okay, use ruler lah, use ruler. So I will end my one is at here lah, 0.42. Okay, 0.42. So 0.42 will be my log y answer. So my log y answer is my log y base 10 answer will be 0.42. Okay. Wait, 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 wait. X minus 1 equals 4. Betul lah saya buat 4. Wait, 4. Why my answer is not the same with, because my answer is not the same with, uh, it's not same with the schema. So I'm trying to see what's wrong here. 2 times 2.5 minus 1 is 4, right? So 2x minus 1 is 4. 4 is here, ma. So tarik lah. Tarik. And then it is, wait, let me see what's wrong here. Oh, I'm stupid. Okay, I'm stupid. Okay. This is not negative 0.42 lah. Negative 0, this one is negative 0.38, right? Because this one negative 0.4. Naik 1. So negative 0.39. This one negative 0.38 lah. Ayo, sorry. Okay, this is what happens when you do Addmaths for too long. Okay, you forgot the basic already. Okay, this one is negative 0.39 because you move up means you tambah 0.01, tambah 0. So this is negative 0.39. Okay, if the point is here, then only if the point is here, then only it's negative 0.42. Okay, but it's not here, right? It's up here. That's why it's negative 0.38. Yeah, like that. Okay, 39 or 38? 38. Why I write 39? Okay, sorry. My one, so make sure you follow your graph. So negative 0.38. Okay, let me just ask you one thing. Do I have to pindah the log base 10 to the other side? Do I have to do anti-log? Do I have to do anti-log like just now? This question no need. Why this one no need? Okay, baca soalan. Soalan says what? Find value of log y. So this is log y. That's why no need. But why just now I need to do anti-log? Because just now they want to find R and S. Bukan log R, log S. That is why the log kena pindah lah. Tapi for soalan number 3, they want to find log y. Dia tak nak cari y. That is why the log y sudah set already. Alright? Unless they ask you to find y lah. If they ask you to find y, then you have to do anti-log. Okay? So this is how you get full marks for the linear log question. And it's worth 10 marks, that question. Okay, now we are at question number 10. So let's continue. Okay, we baca soalan first. I think I will do my working here. Okay, all right. So 10A, a survey on ex-SMK series students show that 70% of them furthered their study. It means that the probability of what? Further study is 0.7. So what is the other probability? 0.3, and this will be those yang does not further study, right? So I'll write does not further study. Okay, does not further study. And then they say study at local institution. Oh, by the way, this is binomial distribution. And binomial distribution, we have to determine the N, P, and Q. Okay, when we read the question, we have to determine N, P, Q. Okay, now we already have 2 probability, but we still don't know which one is P, which one is Q. We don't know which one is probability of success, which one is probability of failure. We have to read the last baris. Okay, let's keep reading. If 10 X SMK 3 students are chosen, so N is 10. The N I know already is 10. And then find the probability that not more than 2 students, not more than means tak boleh lebih, so smaller sama dengan, further their study. It means what is your probability of success? Further their study. So for this experiment to consider success, you have to choose the one yang further study. So the probability of success is 0.7. The probability of failure will be 0.3. All right, this one is 10A. And then what is my X then? 0, 1, 2. Because out of the 10, maybe 0 success. It means tak ada satu pun yang further study, or maybe 1 further study, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Apa maksud 10, 10? Means 10 yang kena choose 10 pun success. Semua 10 orang further study. That's what it means. But now they ask you to find only probability for not more than 2. It means I am only calculating for Px not more than, so smaller sama dengan 2. Alright. So what you do now is you have to calculate Px equals 2, Px equals 1, Px equals 0, add them together lah. So Px equals 0 plus Px equals 1 plus Px equals 2. So I will write my working here. Okay, what is the formula for to find probability? To find binomial, for binomial distribution, there is a formula, right? Okay, what's the formula? Do you remember? Let's write the formula here. Px equals to x equals to NCX P power X Q power N minus X. This is the formula that you have to memorize. You have to remember. So let's write for Px equals 0. It will be what? Okay, let's scroll up a bit. So it will be Px equals 0 means it will be NCX, which is 10C, and then your X will be 0. And then probability of success, probability of failure, which is 0.7, 0.3. The power here will be same with down here, 0, and then here will be atas tolak atas, 10. Tambah Px equals 1, so 10C1 bracket bracket, probability of success 0.7, 0.3, sini sama dengan bawah, and then 10 minus 1 dapat 9. Last one, 10C2 bracket 0.7 power 2, and then 0.3 power 10 minus 2 is 8, like that, right? Okay, now I just press all this in the calculator, right? Okay, I don't have enough space, so I will straight away press all of it lah. Right? So 10C 0 tak payah tekan is 1, this one also 1 tak payah tekan, so just press 0.3 power 10, and then plus 10C1 times 0.7 times 0.3 power 9, and then plus 10C2 times 0.7 power 2 times 0.3 power 8. Okay, my calculator give me this. My calculator give me this 1.590386 times 10 power negative 3, right? So sebenarnya ada lagi banyak number sini ya. I just write 4 figures, 4 significant figures. Okay, what does it mean by times 10 power negative 3? Means you have to move the decimal point 3 times to the left because negative, right? Why 3 times? Because 3. Why to the left? Because negative. So 1, 2, 3. So the answer is 0.001590, right? So this is the answer. Okay. Okay. What about second question? So second question I'll write here. It is found that 280 students furthered their study. So what is 280? The NA. Okay, the NA. And then find the total number of students involved in the survey. Means I want to find the NS, right? Okay, for those who tak faham, sir, why you write NA, NS? Okay, the probability formula is by, if we take number of A divide NS, right? So for example, you want to find probability of boy, right? So how to get probability of boy is to take number of boy divide with NS, which is the total, right? Then what if I want to find probability of girl? What will happen? What I have to put atas here? Number of girl lah, divide total, right? What if I want to find probability of um black pen? Then I put the number of black pen atas and then total pen bawah lah. So why I put 280 as the NA? Because 280 is the number of students that further study. It means this case my A will be further study. Okay, will be further study. So the probability of further study will be the same with number of students yang further study, which is atas 280 over total. And the total they want to find, right? Means I'm finding the NS. So can you tell me, I have the NA 280, I don't have the NS. So in order to find the NS, what I need to have? I need to have the probability, right? So that I can apply this formula and find my NS. But what is the probability of further study? 0.7 lah. So I can straight away do 0.7 equals to NA, which is 280, okay, over the NS. All right. And then how to find the NS? I will just tukar tempat. So 280 divide 0.7, just press 280 divide 0.7. 400. It means the total number of students here is 400. All right. This is the answer, right? Okay, sudah siap. So this one is the answer. Okay, sometimes we might confuse SEPA NA, SEPA NS, right? It's very easy. NS is total, NA is not total. Yeah, so very easy. So you want to find total means NS nak cari lah. Macam tu. Okay. So hope you understand. This is the working. Now we can continue with B. Oh, A, this one is binomial, binomial distribution. So B is normal distribution already because you see the word normal. So normal distribution we have to use jadwal lah. We have to use jadwal. The Z value table. Okay, let's read the question. The mass of student in a university is normally distributed with a mean of M and variance of 25. So the reason why they give you mean and standard deviation in normal distribution is they want you to convert to Z. So how to convert to Z? Do you remember the formula? Z equals to X minus mean bahagi standard deviation. Alright? But why you want to convert to Z? Well, because you later have to tengok the table. And when you tengok table, you kena make sure dia Z value baru boleh tengok jadual. Alright? Because the jadual is for Z value. Okay? It's for Z value. Okay, so now what I do now is I will get my mean. Okay, but mean they never give actually. They just call it M. So let's just call it M anyway. And then variance, the variance symbol is like this, 25. But variance, we don't want it. We want standard deviation. Okay, because this is normal distribution. Normal distribution, we want the mean and standard deviation is very important, right? So how to get the standard deviation? Just square root the 25. So you'll get standard deviation equals 5. Okay. Standard deviation tak ada negative. So it's just one answer only. Alright, number one says, find the value of M if 8% of students have mass more than 70. It means the probability for X more than 70, mass more than 70 is 0.08. That's what it means. Alright, so I'll write down PX bigger than 70 because more than 70 is 8%, right? Percentage is probability. Okay, remember percentage means probability. So if the percentage is 8% means 8 over 100 means 0.08, right? So now I can convert to Z, right? The first step is to convert to Z, and then lepas saya convert to Z, saya boleh tengok jadual. Okay, but what you want to find, find value of M, right? Okay, boleh, tak ada masalah. Means cari mean lah. Okay, so how to convert to Z? I will take my X value 70 tolak dengan mean M bahagi standard deviation 5 equals to 0.08. And bila dalam tak boleh buat macam ni, I always teach in class, you will let C equals 70 minus M over 5 because tak boleh buat, right? So now it becomes PZ bigger C equals to 0.08. And now what you have to do, you have to lukis, you have to draw, okay? But how many bell shape you will draw? You will draw 2 bell shape. Why draw 2 bell shape? Because this type of question is like when you baca jadual, you cannot baca luar. Because if you have the Z value, then only you can baca luar. But if you don't have the Z value, you have the answer, you have the probability, you have to baca dari dalam. Right? You have to tengok dalam. So this type of question, can you see you don't know the Z value? But you have the probability ataupun you have the area. So actually later you have to tengok dalam. But before I tengok, I have to make sure it's Z bigger positive dulu lah. That is why I have to draw 2 bell shape to determine whether it's positive or negative. So this is the axis. So the C can be negative, but it can also be positive, right? And then uh, the symbol here is bigger, so I will load it ke kanan like this. Alright, but only one of these is correct. It cannot be both correct. Only one of these is correct. So which one is correct? Macam mana saya ajar dalam kelas? You tengok value dekat sini, right? If the value here is more than 0.5, you choose kawasan yang besar. If the value here is less than 0.5, you choose the kawasan yang kecil. So 0.08 is less than half. So definitely the C is positive. You choose the kawasan yang kecil because it doesn't make sense for this area to be less than 0.5. This area is more than half already, right? Because the area of half the bell shape is 0.5. So this is wrong lah. So it means C is positive. And if C is positive, means I can straight away tengok jadual already. Because it's already Z bigger positive, right? It means you don't have to take 1 minus, no need already. Straight away tengok jadual. But if it's this case, then you have to take 1 minus. Okay, if it's the C is negative, right? Okay, so let's go to the jadual and baca dalam. And I have to cari apa tahu? Saya kena cari 0.08 dalam sini. And I have to find 0.08 ataupun lebih sikit. 0.08 ataupun lebih sikit. So let's go to the jadual. 0.08 ataupun lebih sikit. 0.08 ataupun lebih sikit. Okay, this is the jadual where I have to straight away find from dalam. Okay, so let's find 0.08 or lebih sikit. Okay, I found it already. Very easy. This one, right? So 0.08 or lebih sikit. You cannot choose this because I already said I have to be lebih sikit. So yeah, this one lah. So 0.0808. But I already mentioned I don't want 0808. I want 0.08. So saya kena tolak berapa? Saya kena tolak 8 lah. supaya saya dapat 0.08, right? So if I have to tolak 8, I have to look at the tolak punya column and cari 8. So do I have 8? Mana ada 8 sini? Here, right? So after I bulatkan this number and this number, now I know the answer already. I will just baca outside. So baca, baca, baca. So that will be my Z value. So the answer is 1.406. Okay, 1.406. But is it positive 1.406 or negative 1.406? Positive. Why positive? Because just now you already know the C is positive, right? But of course, if it's this case, then you have to put a negative at the end lah. All right, so this is my C answer, but I want to find M. So don't forget to change your C back to 70 minus M over 5 equals 1.406. So now how to find your M? Let's pindah 5 first. So 1.406 times 5. Press calculator. 0.7, 7.03, right? 7.03. So your M will be 70 minus answer. Okay, my calculator give me 62.97, right? And since this one is mean, I think there is a unit attached to the mean, right? So this one is talking about mass, so just put the kg there. Okay, so this is the answer for the mean, right? M is the mean, M is the mean. Okay, so now let's continue. Next question. All right, second question. Okay, second question says, find the probability that a student chosen from the university will have a mass less than 50 kg. It means px less than 50 lah. X represents mass. But before we tengok jadual, we have to make sure we convert to Z. After we convert to Z, make it bigger positive, then baru tengok. Okay, how to convert to Z? Take the 50 minus mean, which is M. But the M, I already know it's, how much? I forgot already. 62.97. Okay, so 62.97. And then divide standard deviation, which is 5, right? Okay, before I continue, I want to ask you, later when I tengok jadual, do I tengok luar or I tengok dalam? Later when I baca luar or I baca dalam. I have to baca luar, right? For this question. Why? Because this question you have the Z value. Just now you don't have the Z value. You don't have the value inside. You only have the value outside. That's why you have to baca dari dalam, right? But this time you have the value inside. Inside the bracket you have the value, right? So you can just baca straight away from outside, right? Z value, right? So kalau ada dalam punya value kita boleh terus baca luar. So let's calculate my Z value now. 50 minus 6 minus this one and then divide 5. Okay, the calculator give me negative 2.594. All right, negative 2.594. All right. So if I look case this bell shape, it will look like this. All right. And we have to look case one only bell shape because you know the Z value is negative. When you don't know the C is positive or negative, then only you will draw two bell shape. This one you draw satu enough already. Okay, and then you lower it, right? But this one is smaller, so you don't lower it here. If you lower it here, wrong already. Because if you lower it here, you have to take one minus. But it's not here. It's smaller. Smaller means you lower it this direction, right? So how do we get this? Okay, I got teach my student. I always said smaller negative can change to bigger positive. All right. Why can change to bigger positive? Because this bell shape is symmetrical. So the smaller negative 2.594 is the same as bigger than 2.594. Right. So this area is the same as 2.594 ke kanan. Let me explain one more time. Negative 2.594 ke kiri punya kawasan area sama dengan positive 2.594 ke kanan punya area because they are symmetrical. That is why whenever you see smaller negative, don't even think about it, just change to bigger positive. Now it's bigger positive, now I can baca the jadual. But when I baca jadual, I have to baca luar. Sebab you sudah ada Z value. And the outside is for the Z value. So kita akan cari 2.5 and then cari 9, cari 4 sini. So now I will try to get this value and this value. Okay, so let's go to the jadual, baca 2.594. Okay, scroll down. Okay, mana 2.594? So 2.5 is here, 9, 9, 9. 9 is this one, right? So circle this. And then 4, 4, 4, 4 means I have to tolak 6, right? So what is my answer then? 0 point. Okay, the 0 power 2 here means 0, 0, 480. And then but I have to minus 6. Tapi bukan minus 6 macam ni. The minus 6 is minus dekat belakang. Alright. So what you have to press calculator? 480 minus 6. Right? Okay, I get 474. It means your answer is 0.00474. So now we can go back to the answer and write 0.00474. Okay. So mana dia? Okay, sini. So what is the answer just now? 0.00474. And what is this? This is the answer. This is the probability. Okay, so they ask for probability, right? So yeah, that's the answer. Okay, sudah siap. Okay, kita sambung. Number 11. What is this? Maybe integration. Because they say I saw the volume, right? Okay, diagram 7 shows OPQR arc is a part of a graph x squared plus y squared equals 16. So let's write down this equation is very important. I should write it down like this. Which is symmetrical. Symmetrical at the x-axis. So symmetrical means yang atas ni dengan bawah ni adalah symmetrical. Means same size lah. It is given that OPQR is a sector, okay, with center O, okay, and POR is 120. So if this is symmetrical, what is the angle here? 60, angle here, 60 also lah. Because 120 can divide 2 because it's symmetrical, right? Okay, now it says find volume of generated in terms of pi when the sector OPQR rotate 180 on the x-axis. Okay, don't look at this first. Don't look at this first. Before you find the volume, I think first you need to have some points, right? You need to find out all the important points that you can find. What are the important points? X-intercept, Y-intercept, those type of points. So if you look at this diagram, you can actually find the x-intercept. It's here, right? So how can I find the x-intercept? I will ganti y equals 0. Y equals 0. So it will be x squared plus 0 squared equals 16. Why I ganti y equals 0 is because this is the x-intercept and the y coordinate is 0. So now you get x equals to square 16 becomes square root 16, which is plus minus 4. But obviously this is plus 4, right? Negative 4 is on the other side. So this one is 40. It means the radius of the sector from here to here is 4 unit, right? It means what will be the panjang O to P? 4 also, O to R, 4 also, because they are all radius. They are all radius, right? So is there any other points that I can find? Can I find point P? No, because I don't have X coordinate, I don't have Y coordinate. I only have, I don't have. It's not possible to find point P. Point R is also not possible to find. So I think I already try my best to find everything I can. So now I think I can start to focus on what they want, what the Solan wants to find. Find the volume in terms of pi when the sector OPQR, okay, rotated 180 to x-axis. So I want to find this shape, this volume, after you rotate 180 on x-axis. So what you will end up is, you will end up a shape, a 3D shape lah, okay, when you rotate. Okay, sebenarnya when you rotate this, you tak boleh you tak boleh, how to say, you tak boleh terus integrate 0 to 4. Okay, you tak boleh terus integrate 0 to 4. You have to integrate separately actually, because if you integrate 0 to 4, it means you are integrate like this already. It means you are finding the hemisphere already. Okay, the volume of hemisphere. So if you look carefully, this is a sengit line or straight punya line. It's a sengit line, right? If the shaded region is like this, then you can integrate satu kali. Terus 0 sampai 4 integrate satu kali cukup, right? But this one, this type of question, this is a sengit punya line. Can you see? It's like a sengit punya line. That's why you have to integrate separately. From here to here, separate. From here to here, separate, right? So it means you have to calculate the volume separately. This one, you calculate separately. This one, you calculate separately, right? So let's calculate this part first, this part of the volume. So I will write volume, let's call it volume. Let's call it volume lah. Volume of this one. So how to get the volume here? I will integrate. I will integrate. Okay. 4 to here, right? But here don't have. So how? Mm, okay, okay, okay. Let's see. Okay, let's erase this. So my problem now is I need the panjang here. Okay, don't forget this is 60, this is 60. And just now I remember I got tarik satu line down here, right? Because I said I have to do it separately. So when I tarik satu line down, this should be 90-degree, right? And it will form a right angle triangle. And if a right angle triangle, what formula we can use? We can use Pythagoras theorem, and we can also use trigo, Sokato, right? But I will not use Pythagoras theorem to find this, right? Because Pythagoras theorem, you need to have two sides, the other two sides, and I don't have. So the only way is to use trigo, and I will use sine, because I need to find the opposite, and I have the hypotenuse. So it's actually saw, right? So sine 60 equals to opposite Let's call it x over hypotenuse 4. So let's calculate x equals to sine 60 times 4. Sine 60 is sec 3 over 2. Okay, sec 3 over 2. And when you take sec 3 over 2 times 4, 4 divided 2 is 2. So x is equals to 2 sec 3, right? It means the x coordinate here is 2 sec 3. Eh, x coordinate or y coordinate? Y coordinate, sorry, y coordinate. Because the here is 2 sec 3, right? It means the y coordinate is 2 sec 3. So the P punya y coordinate is 2 sec 3. But the x coordinate, I don't know. But I can find it actually, right? But will it be useful? No, right? Because we will integrate. Wait, actually, I need to find it. Yeah, actually, I need to find it. Yeah, yeah. So let's ganti inside this equation. So the equation I ganti is this equation: x square plus y square equals 16, and my x is 2 square root 3. Okay, what happens when you square it? It becomes 4. 2 square is 4. Square root 3 square is just 3, and then plus y square equals 16. So y square equals to 16 minus 12, which is 4. Y equals to square root 4, which is 2. So 2, but it's actually plus minus 2. But this one is obviously positive 2. It means here is 2 lah. Okay, the x coordinate here is 2. And the y coordinate here is 2 square root 3, right? So let's erase this. Okay. All right. So this one is the point P. Okay. So if this is 2, now I can integrate lah. So now I can find this area, right? So I'll integrate 4 until 2. And since I am rotating through x-axis, it will be dx, right? dx. And since I'm using volume formula, it will be pi y square like this. Okay, this is how you find the volume when this thing, this shape, rotate 360 degree around x-axis. Okay, some student they will say something like this. Hey sir, I thought they want 180 degree. So you should put 1 over 2 here. No, 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 no. Okay, listen. They want to find volume when OPQR, which is the whole thing, rotate 180 degree. So when you rotate 180 degree, what you will end up is a shape uh, like this, okay? But it's like a 3D lah, betul tak? But sama tak kalau saya buat macam ni, rotate 360. Betul tak? If I take this shape, rotate 360, I will end up with this. I will end up with this one, right? So actually, you don't have to times 1 or 2 already, right? I know they says rotate 180, but the reason why they say rotate 180 is because they mentioned the whole shape like this, right? That's why when you take this whole thing, rotate 180, you will end up with a 3D shape like this, right? But I how to say, I halfkan dia, right? Take this one, and then when I calculate this, I'm calculating for rotating 360, which is the same as this already. Yeah. So you don't have to times 1 or 2. Okay. Okay. Hope you understand. Okay. This one all I erase. Okay. Now we will start to integrate. We will put in the how to say the equation. So the pi we can letak depan, and then this one is 4, 2, this one is y square. Okay, the y square I will put equation of curve because this one is curve tarik to x-axis. So the curve equation is this. So what is y square then? I have to pindah a bit lah. Y square will be 16 minus x square. So 16 minus x square I'll write here, right? And you don't have to square it anymore because this is already y squared. So now it will be pi, and then start to integrate, open bracket, integrate 16 is 16x, integrate x squared is x power 3 over 3, tutup bracket, 4, 2. Now I will ganti the 4 inside, and then another bracket is to ganti 2 inside, tengah-tengah minus. 4 times 16, 64, 4 power 3, 64 over 3, ganti 2, 32, 2 power 3, 8 over 3. I hope it's not too fast. This one you can use calculator. Okay, 64 minus 64 over 3, press calculator. Okay, 128 over 3, write it down. And then the other one is 32 minus 8 over 3, 88 over 3, right? And then let's take 128 minus 88. I get 40 over 3. 40 over 3 pi, right? So this is not the final answer. This is only the 40 over 3 pi unit cube is only this shape after rotate 360. It means this 40 over 3 pi is this 3D shape, right? Of course, I still have to plus with this one, right? But how to integrate this one? I need to have the equation of straight line, correct? And how to get equation of straight line? Y equals mx plus c, find the gradient, find the c, and then integrate, right? But there's another way to do this. Because if you look at this, this is a straight line. And here tarik sampai mana? 0 to 2, right? So we can actually use the volume of cone to find this, because when you rotate this triangle 360 about x-axis, you will just get a cone. Okay, you will just get a cone. All right, you will just get a cone. All right, you will get a cone like this. Right. So how to find volume of cone? What is the formula? 1 over 3 pi r square h. And the r for the cone is here, panjang here. And the panjang here you already know is 2 square root 3. That's the radius, right? So pi here, 2, okay, sorry. So 2 square root 3, but you have to square kan dia, the radius have to square, and then times with the height. The height is here lah, which is 2. Right? So you calculate this, you straight away get your volume of cone already. Okay, 2 square root 3 square. 2 square is 4. Square root 3 square is just 3. And then times with 2. And then times with 1 over 3 pi. Right? So everything times together lah. So what happens here? 4 times 3, 12. 12 times 2, 24. Divide 3, 8. 8 pi. Okay. So finally, we can find our total volume. Total volume. So the total volume is 40 over 3 pi, which is the curve tarik punya, tambah dengan the cone, which is 8 pi. Okay, so now we press this and then we get answer. Okay, the calculator give me 64 over 3 pi. And don't forget to write units cube, because this is volume. Okay, so this is how you get 6 marks. Okay, hope you understand. All right. Okay, soalan B. Soalan B says what? Okay, I think B, the diagram is here. Diagram 8 shows a curve fx equals to 2x squared minus 3x plus 2. Okay, they already write down the equation for me. Straight line AB is normal to curve at point A. Hey, what does it mean by normal? So the AB line is the normal line. So you need to know normal line and tangent line will always be perpendicular, right? And they already say normal to curve at point A. It means the tangent line means the line yang touch the curve at one point will be at A also. So imagine a tangent that touch the curve at point A. It will be like something like this, right? Let's draw it longer. Maybe okay, wait. Okay, something like this. So this is the tangent line, the one I just draw. This is tangent line. So the tangent line touches the curve at point A, but the normal will also passes through point A. It's just that they will be perpendicular to each other, right? Okay, so now let's see what they want. So I think I can skip this atas punya part already. So let's read here. The straight line AB is parallel to straight line 5y equals 10 minus x. Find equation of tangent to the curve. Okay, this is under differentiation, right? So in order to find equation of tangent, I need to have gradient of tangent. But how to find gradient of tangent? dy dx. Yeah, you find dy dx. Okay, but when you find dy dx, all right, okay, let's write down fx equals to 2x squared minus 3x plus 2. When you find dy dx, you will realize that you will get stuck because you don't have the x coordinate. Okay, tak apa, I buat dulu. Oh, actually you can't write dy dx, because if they write fx here, you have to write f prime x. Okay, if this one is y equals, baru you boleh tulis dy dx. Okay, f prime x maksudnya differentiate lah. So you get 4x minus 3. This is not the answer for gradient tangent. This is the answer for gf ataupun gradient function, ataupun sometimes you call it gradient curve. In order to find gradient tangent, which is empty gradient tangent, you need to have the x coordinate, all right? And the x coordinate have to be the x coordinate of point A, right? The x coordinate of point A to sub inside, right? That to sub inside this x, then only you will get the gradient of tangent. And the problem here is that I don't have the point A, right? So how? Okay, do you remember they give us some information to help me? They say what? Straight line AB, which is the normal line, is parallel to this line. It means I can find the gradient of this line and pinjam the gradient, because my AB line is parallel to this line. So it means my AB gradient will be same with the gradient of this line. So I'll change to linear form to get the gradient. 10 divided 5 is 2. Negative 1x divided 5 is negative 1 over 5x. So it's very clear that the gradient of this line is negative 1 over 5. And guess what? The gradient of normal ataupun mn will also be negative 1 over 5. So what is the gradient of tangent? It will be 5, right? For those who's wondering why, because normal and tangent are perpendicular. And when we have two lines that are perpendicular to each other, the m1 times m2 equals to negative 1. So in this case, the gradient of tangent times gradient of normal is negative 1 over 5. So gradient of normal, I already know is negative 1 over 5, right? So negative 1 over, wait, what? Well, no. Gradient of tangent. Well, this one is negative one. Negative one. So gradient of tangent times gradient of normal is negative one because they are perpendicular, and the gradient of normal we already know is negative one over five. So I can get my gradient of tangent, which is I take negative one divide negative one over five. Right? Divide negative one over five means times negative five. So you'll get five. Right? If you use calculator to press this, you'll get five. So now you know your MT is five. But how can it help us to to continue here? Okay, can you see? The reason why I cannot continue here is I don't have the x coordinate, right? Because if I have the x coordinate, I can ganti masuk and then I can get my gradient tangent. But I don't have the x coordinate. But now after doing this, I get my gradient tangent 5. So instead of writing mt, I will straight away take, it means I will, okay, it means I don't have the x coordinate to substitute inside this x, but I do know the whole thing here, 4x minus 3 is equals to 5, right? Because when gradient tangent is 5, it means 4x minus 3 equals 5. And I can find the x coordinate in reverse, right? I can cari balik x. So the x will be 2. 5 plus 3 is 8. 8 divided 4 is 2. So the coordinate, the x coordinate for A is 2. Okay. Then what about the y coordinate? Well, just masuk balik dalam original equation. So when x equals to 2, the fx, which is f2, equals to 2x squared minus 3x plus 2. Sini masuk 2, sini masuk 2, and then tekan calculator. 4 times 2, 8. 8 minus 6, 2. 2 plus 2, 4. So the point A is 2, 4. And what I want to find? Find the equation of tangent. So I haven't finished yet. Okay, it's not even over yet because they want equation of tangent. So whenever we find equation of straight line, we will always do y equals mx plus c. But you can also use this other formula, y minus y1 equals to gradient x minus x1. You can do y equals mx plus c also, it's the same. Okay, what is the gradient of tangent? I need the equation of tangent. So what is the gradient tangent? 5. And then yang ini kita kena masuk y tolak y, x tolak x. And we have to masuk point yang ada passes through. So the point yang tangent ada melalui, yang ada passes through is 2, 4. X is 2, y is 4. So I have to take y minus 4, x minus 2. Let's go. Y minus 4, x minus 2. Okay, for those that want to use y equal mx plus c can also. You will write y equals 5x because the gradient is 5x plus c don't have, but you can pass through 2, 4 and you will guarantee 2 inside x, 4 inside y to find the c. Okay, if you do it like this can also. This is another method. Okay, it's up to you. But I will do it like this. So it will be y minus 4 equals to 5x minus 10. Y equals 5x. Negative 10 plus 4 is negative 6. So this is the answer. Okay, sudah siap. Okay, boleh Okay, now we are at bahagian C. Okay, bahagian C. So let's read the question. So bahagian ni mengenai 4 soalan, jawab 2 soalan. Okay, I will jawab 3. In this video, I will jawab 3. It means I will skip the kinematic. Okay, I will do solution of triangle, index number, and linear programming. Alright, only the kinematics I will skip. Okay, let's go. Number 12. This is obviously solution of triangle. Diagram 9 shows two triangle. What? Okay, I think this one is cuboid lah. Cuboid. So diagram 9 shows a cuboid. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. So this is a cuboid. Okay, the length given 14, width is 10, height is 8. Given EF is 14, let's label. Oh, they sudah label. FG is 10, sudah label. CG is 8, sudah label. M is the midpoint of AD. It means if this is 10, this must be 10 also. And the AD must be 10, so this is 5, 5. Right? So this one also I checked already. Now, soalan A, they says find the angle FCM. Mana FCM? Sini kan? Okay, how to find this angle? Okay, if you look at this, it's like a 3D diagram, right? It's a 3D diagram. So, even though it might not look like, this is a cuboid. So definitely, all the vertices here will be 90 degree, 90 degree, 90 degree. Even though this doesn't look like 90, but it must be 90. The reason why it doesn't look like 90 is because it's a 3D diagram. Okay, but all of this should be 90, right? Even here, here, all should be 90. Okay, except the triangle punya vertices lah, of course. Of course, the triangle here won't be 90, the triangle. But for the rectangle one, all will be 90. Okay, okay, how to find FCM? Let's see. If I want to find FCM, it means let me draw out the triangle, right? I need to have some sides, right? I need to have some panjang. But I will realize if I want to find this angle, I don't even have this panjang. MC panjang tak ada. MF punya panjang pun tak ada. FC punya panjang pun tak ada. This angle tak ada also. This angle like nothing. I don't have any satu information pun saya tak ada. So I think I will start with finding the sides, right? Start with finding the sides because it's very easy to find the sides actually. Like for example, FC sides. This side is very easy to find. You just do square root because remember I told you this is a rectangle, so this must be 90 degrees. So this is 8, this is 10. So how to find FC? It will be 8 square plus 10 square. Why plus? Because because you're finding the longer side. You're finding the hypotenuse. That's why. So 64 plus 100 and then square root answer. Okay, my calculator give me 12.81. Okay, so the panjang here is 12.81. And can we find this panjang also? MF? Yes, right? And then MC also, yes. It means we use Pythagoras theorem to find all three panjang. And after you find all three panjang, we can use cosine rule to find this angle. Because when we have all three sides and we are trying to find any angle inside, you can use cosine rule. Okay? Okay, let's find MC panjang first. MC panjang, how to find? This is 14, this is 14, this is also 14. So this is 5, this is 14, and guess what? This will be 90 degree. Okay? So how to find MC? It will be square root, bracket square, and you will plus. It will be 5 square plus 14 square. Why plus? Because you are finding the longer side, the hypotenuse. That's why plus. Okay, tekan calculator plus 14 square, square root answer. Okay, my calculator give me 14.866, which is 14.87. All right, I always write four significant figure. So this is the panjang MC. Now for my MF panjang. Okay, MF panjang, this is 8 cm, right? This is also 8. This is also 8. Okay, let me ask you, can I take 14 square plus 8 square for my Pythagoras theorem? Can I do like that? 8 square plus 14 square to find MF? Cannot, right? Because if you look, if you take 8 square plus 14 square, you are finding the panjang AF, which is wrong already. I don't want AF, I want MF. So the proper way, the correct way is to take M, which is the midpoint of AD, tarik bawah, and then join like this. So, and here will be 90 degree. So the correct way to find MF is to take panjang here, which is 8, darab dengan sini, which I don't know. This one I don't know. It means I need to find here first. After I find here, baru saya boleh cari MF at the end. Faham, So now how to find this? Okay, how to find this? Use Pythagoras theorem also. 14 square, here is 5, right? Because here and here sama one. So 5 square plus 14 square like this, all right? So 5 square plus 14 square, I think you do it already just now, is 14.87. It means this panjang is 14.87, but this is not the answer. I told you already. I need to find MF. So MF will be square root, apa? Square root 8 square, which is here, plus with 14.87 square. Okay, like this. Now we press calculator. Okay, so 14.87 square plus 8 square equals square root answer. Okay, my calculator gives me 16.885, 16.89 lah. So this is all three sides. Okay, I think I managed to find all three sides. Now I can find my angle FCM using cosine rule. Okay, I'm trying to find. Okay, let's write down the cosine rule formula. What is the cosine rule formula? Do you know? A square equals to B square plus C square minus 2BC cos A. Make sure you know this formula. This is the formula for cosine rule. And the B and C, if you terbalik tulis, tak apa. The B and C, if you terbalik tulis, tak apa. You will still get the same answer. But yang penting is the A, you jangan silap tulis. Because if the A silap tulis, the whole thing wrong already. And I always tell students, I always give them tips, right? I always give students tips how to determine the A. Okay, do you remember this? A will be the one opposite angle. A will always be opposite angle. So siapa opposite angle sekarang? Depan sudut siapa? This is your sudut, this is your angle. So depan sudut siapa? 16.9. So that's the A. That's the A, right? So that's the A. So when you masuk the formula, you will I continue here because not enough space. So the A will be 16.89 square, right? And then equals to B square plus C square, which is the remaining two sides. If you doesn't matter lah, which one is B and C, you terbalik pun tak apa. Ini terbalik tak apa. Yang A, yang penting is A, you jangan silap. So this one will be 14.87 square plus 12.81 square minus 2 times with 14.87 and then times with 12.81 and then times with cos angle, which is the FCM angle lah. So this one I will call it FC. Ayo, not enough space. Okay, wait for a while. This one, okay, sorry. Oh, what what happened? Oh my God, I have to write again. Okay lah, write again lah. Okay, so let's continue here. Okay lah, maybe I write here lah, right here. Okay, because I have more space here. So remember the A is depan sudut. Okay, so depan sudut is 16.89, so that's the A. So 16.89 square equals to 14.87 square plus 12.81 square minus 2 bracket 14.87 bracket 12.81 cos FCM. Okay, FCM. Okay, or you can write cos theta here also can, right? So now I can find my cos FCM, but whenever I teach how I teach you, buat satu line dekat sini and then pindah this and this to the other side, right? So I will tekan 16.89 square minus 14.87 square minus 12.81 square, right? So you get negative 99.9409. Okay, 99.9409. Wait, did I press correctly? Minus 14.87 square minus 12.81 square. Okay, let me press again. 16.89 square minus 14.87 square minus 12.8. Yeah, negative 99.9409. Hey, wait. Uh, is there something wrong here? So 12.81. Okay, tak apa, kita sambung dulu. And then here I will times together, right? Because these two I already pindah to the other side. So now left with this. So I will press 2 times 14.87 times 12.81. Okay. So I'll get 380.9694. Negative 380.9694 cos FCM. So now to get the cos FCM, I will take this whole thing bahagi with this. So negative bahagi negative is positive. So 99.9409 divide answer. So it's 0.2623. And then now I will just shift cos answer. I get 74.79. In degree minute is 74 degree 47 minute. Okay. So my FCM is 74 degree 47 minute. Of course, you can write in decimal. It will be 74.79. Can also, right? Okay, wait. Let me check something. Yeah, I think it's correct, right? 74 degree 47. Okay, yeah. So this is the answer. Okay, now let's do B. B, I'll do it here. So let's read the question. B says find the angle CMF. Okay, I already know my angle FCM, which is here, is 74 degree. Okay, let's erase this line. So the angle here is 74 degree 47 minute. And now if you want to find CMF, which is here, it's quite easy actually because you can use sine rule this time. Of course, you want to use cosine rule also can, but if you want to use cosine rule, you will make this the A and you will use this formula again. But there is an easier way to do it. You can use sine rule because when you use sine rule, you need to have what? You need to have the opposite of what you want, and you need to have a complete pair. So now you have a complete pair already here, and you also have the opposite of what you want. And since you're finding angle, your sine have to duduk atas. So it will be sine CMF, sine CMF over what's opposite of it, 12.81 equals to the complete pair, which is sine 74 degree 47 minute over the opposite 16.89, right? And now I can find my sine CMF. Okay, what is sine 74 degree 47 minute divide 16.89 times 12.81 and then shift 0.7318 0.7318 and then I have to shift sine answer. So shift sine answer 47 degree 2 minute 47 degree 2 minute. Okay, or you want to write in decimal is 47.04. Okay, I think sama lah. Okay, so this is how you do it. Okay, now for my for my next part, part C. Let's see what they want. So part C says the area of triangle FCM. Okay, in order to find area, you need to have two sides and one included angle, right? So do I have any two sides and included angle? Yes. And which formula I will use? 1 over 2 AB sine C. Okay, I hope you remember this formula. So any two sides, but don't choose these two sides. Because if you choose these two sides, you need to find this angle. But how to find this angle? You take 180 minus this, minus this. So a lot of work. So why not just take 14.87 and 12.81? Right, like this is better, right? And then times with sine the included angle, which is 74 degree 47 minute, right? So now you press this and then we will get the answer. Okay, we tekan sine 74 degree 47 minit dulu, and then darab dengan 14.87, darab dengan 12.81, and then divide 2. Okay, 91.90, right? And then this one is cm squared, right? So yeah, this is my answer. And then finally we do part D. So part D says what? Shortest distance from M to CF. Okay, this one you will see a lot in exam. Whenever they ask solution of triangle, they always ask this a lot, shortest distance. And I want you to know, if you see this word shortest distance, you have to immediately think about this. Shortest distance means perpendicular distance, right? And the cara untuk buat ni is always use the 1/2 times base times height formula. It means, I repeat one more time, when in exam you see the word find shortest distance, it means you will use area to find, but you will not use the 1/2 AB sin C formula. You will use the 1/2 times base times height formula, right? Okay, let's go and determine where is the shortest distance from M to CF first, right? So where is M to CF? This is M, this is CF, right? It means you have to tarik satu line, the shortest from M to CF. It means the line will be like this, and it will be 90 degree. That is why you can use the 1/2 times base times height formula, because now your triangle have 90 degree already. And what is your base? Your base will be FC punya panjang, which is 12.81. And then your height is the answer lah. This is the answer. This is what I want to find. The shortest distance from M to CF means this is the H, right? And this whole thing can equal to 91.90, because when you take 1/2 times base times height, it will be same with because you have the area already just now. Okay, just now you find the area using the 1/2 AB sin C formula. Now they want shortest distance, you will use another method to find, which is the 1/2 times base times height, like this, right? So now you can find your H. So let's find your H now. So you just press calculator, okay? Okay, let me just erase this first. Okay, let's press. So 91.90 times 2 divide 12.81. Okay, 14.348, so 14.35, right? So just write 14.35 here, and then it's CM, right? So that's the answer, right? So the shortest distance from M to CF is 14.35. So I repeat one more time. When they ask shortest distance, use area to do, okay? Use area, okay? But which formula? 1/2 times base times height punya formula, right? Okay, so hope you understand. Okay, let's continue with question number 13. So 13, what is this? This is index number, right? So let's read the question. Table 2 shows the price indices, means the I lah, the price index, in the year 2023 based on 2022 for 5 types of material used in making Biscoff cake chocolate. So this one is price index. So I 2023 based on 2022, like that. So these are all the material, okay, material. And we are using the material to make a cake, right? A cake chocolate, right? So there's 5 ingredients, and these are all the price index. Okay, let's do A question 1. So find the corresponding price of material A in the year 2022. Okay, if they want price, means what symbol? Q, right? So price we will use Q to represent, and Q for what? 2022, right? But you have to be very careful here, because there is a keyword here, A, right? A is the keyword. It means later I can only use information daripada A sahaja. Okay, so make sure you be careful. What if one day you never see any of this keyword in the question? You never see A, B, C, D, E in the soalan. Then you take the average. Average means you take the composite index, right? But if they got mentioned A, then of course you have to take 137 later. Okay, let's keep reading. Q22, if the price of material A in the year 2023 is 20 ringgit, so the price symbol we use Q. Of course, you want to use P also can. You can use any symbol you want. But when I teach, I use Q lah. So Q for 2023 is RM20, right? And remember this, whenever the soalan asks you to find price, mesti you will use the first formula in this chapter, which is I equals to Q1 over Q0 times 100. And the Q here and the Q will be price, right? So we'll be using this formula. So I equals to Q1 over Q0 times 100. Of course, atas will be Q23, bawah will be Q22, and this will be I for 23 over 22. Because in this question, is 23 or 22, right? So what is Q23? The price in 2023 is 20 ringgit. The price in 2022, I don't know. I need to find. So it means that I need to have the I now, so that I can pindah to find the price in 2022. Do I have the I? Yes, 137. All right. Please don't go and masuk 90 or 125. Cannot. I already mentioned this question ada keyword cakap pasal A sahaja. It's material A. So that's why you have to take 137. But if the question never mention any keyword, then you take the composite index. Okay. All right. 20 over Q 2022 times 100 becomes divide 100 become 1.37, and then Q22. This one you can tukar tempat. So bahagi jadi darab, darab jadi bahagi. 20 divide 1.37, press calculator. RM 14.60. Make sure you write RM because this is price. So 14 ringgit 60 cents. That's what it means, right? Okay, next question. Question number 2. I do it here. Let's read the question. The price of material E. Can you see the keyword? So they got mentioned keyword here. So what's the keyword? Price of material E. So later I can only refer E punya I, which is 125. And I repeat one more time, if the soalan never mention any keyword A, B, C, D, E, you will take the average, the composite index. Okay, the price of material E in the year 2022 nak cari. So Q 2022 nak cari. And then this one is year 2023, and the year 2023 pun nak cari. Right, dua-dua pun tak ada. If the price of material E in the year 2023 is 8 ringgit higher than price in the year 2022. Oh, so the 2023 price is 8 ringgit higher than the 2022 price. So boleh tak saya jadikan yang ni X? Then this will be X plus 8 lah. Betul tak? Because if it means I'll write let the price in 2022 become X. And then since the 2023 is 8 ringgit higher, so this will be X plus 8. And which formula I'll use? The same formula, which is I equals to price bahagi price times 100. And same thing, atas will be Q23, bawah will be Q22, and this will be 23 or 22, right? For this case, your 2023 price is X plus 8, and then your Q22 will be X times 100. Then what do we put for the I? Which one we put for the I? So the I for 2022, 23, 22 got so many. Which one you put? You will put the E punya lah, which is 125. Kenapa? Sebab soalan ni ada cakap ini semua material E punya price. So you tengok ambil E punya. And I repeat one more time because it's very important. So I keep repeating. If the soalan never mention any of this material, you will take the composite index. Okay? Kalau dia tak bagi tahu. Okay, 125 divide 100 is 1.25. This one is X plus 8 over X. X jadi times. So 1.25 X equals to X plus 8. 1.25 minus 1 is 0.25. X equals 8. So X equals to 32. Right? So this is the answer. Is this the answer? No, right? Wait. What do you want to find? Price of material E in the year 2022 and 2023. So what is 2022 punya price? The price in 2022 is RM X, which is 32 ringgit. But the price in 2023 pun they want to find, right? And the year 2023. So what is the 2023? RM 40, right? Why is it RM 40? Because you plus 8. Okay. So I write here like Q 2023 equals to RM 32 plus 8, which is 40. Okay. So this is how you do this question. Okay, so let's continue. Soalan B, the composite index for the price of material in the year 2023 based on the year 2022 is 127. Find the value of H. Okay, composite index. So it means the I yang ada dash for 2023 based on 2022 is 127, right? So now they want to find value of H. If you look at the table, this is the I for 23, 22. And this is the composite index for 23, 22. It means I can use the I here to find the composite index. And the formula for composite index is you take the sum of I times with W divide with sum of W. W is the weightage, right? So what I do now is I will draw a very panjang punya garisan. And then equals 127. Okay. And then now I will masukkan I darab W lah. So what is the I for material A? 137, right? And the year match, that's why I can straight away ambil. So it will be 137 darab dengan weightage. Did you realize they never give you weightage in the soalan? Okay, actually, I still remember Kelantan trial 2022. This is Kelantan trial 2023, right? In Kelantan 2022 also, they never give weightage. Yeah. And do you remember if dia tak bagi weightage, I teach you in class, apa you kena buat? You just make the weightage 1 for everyone. Alright? Actually, it doesn't have to be 1. It can be any value you want. Because if they tak bagi weightage means all of these have the same percentage. It means the frequency is same. It means 20%, 20%, 20%, 20%, 20%. Alright? But I will I will use 1 lah. Okay. Actually, you can put any number you want. Doesn't have to be 1. It can be 5. It can be 1 million. You can put any number you want. Just make sure you put it same for everyone, right? So I will just use 1 because 1 is very easy. So I will just put 137 times 1 tambah dengan 90 times 1 plus h minus 2 times 1 plus 2h times 1 plus 125 times 1. Of course, you can only do this when the soalan tak bagi weightage. Then only the weight, it means they have the same weightage. They have the same percentage, same contribution, same, yeah, same weightage lah, right? And then don't forget to divide with total weightage, which is 1 plus 1 plus 1 plus 5 lah, right? Okay. Okay, for those students that want to write 20, because maybe some students they want to write in percentage, can also. It means the weightage is 20%, 20%, 20%, 20%, 20%. But if you write like this, you will write 137 times 20, 90 times 20, and so on. But you have to divide 100 later. Can also, you will get the same answer. If you want to do like that, then betul juga, right? Just make sure you divide 100 if you want to write 20 for the weightage. Okay, now I can solve for this. How to solve? The 5 I can pindah atas. So when I pindah atas, it will become 5 times 127. I can press in my calculator. My calculator give me 635 on this side. And then here, I will just buat semua lah. 137 plus 90 plus 125. What is it? 137 plus 90 plus 125. Okay, my calculator give me 352. And then yang ini dengan yang ini boleh buat. So what is h minus 2 plus 2h? If h plus 2h is 3h and then minus 2, right? So how to find 3h? Let's see. I will take 352 minus 2, which is 350, and then 635 minus 350. So 285. And then h equals to 285 divided 3. My calculator give me 95, right? So my h answer is 95, right? So that's it, right? So hope you understand. Okay, soalan C, let's go. It is given that the composite index, okay, I dash, for the cost of making Biscoff cake chocolate is expected to increase 43% from the year 2022, 2024. It means the composite index, I dash, for 24, 22 is increased 43%, means 143. If increase means you take 100 plus with the percentage. Okay. If decrease means you take 100 minus. Calculate the expected price. Means I'm finding the Q, price. Calculate price. For the cost of making biscuit in the year 2024. So I want to calculate the price in 2024. If the corresponding cost in Q23 is equals to 85. Okay, do you remember what I told you just now? When the question asks you to find price, confirm you'll be using this formula. Okay, the first formula, I equals Q1 over Q0 times 100. But you cannot use this formula first, all right? Let me show you what happens if you use this formula. I equals to Q1 over Q0 times 100. Obviously, the Q24 have to draw atas, Q23 draw bawah. Always the latest year on top, okay? And then the older year you put bawah. And what do you think will be this I? It will be 24 over 23 also, right? Because the year here and the year here have to match, right? And guess what? It's not I, it's the I dash, is the composite index. Because this question, they never mention material A, B, C, D, or E. This price is actually the price of the cost of making chocolate. It means this is the composite index. Okay, you have to masukkan the composite index for 24, 23 here. And if you realize here, Q24 you want to find, Q23 is 85, and something is missing here. I need to have this, right? If I don't have this, I cannot find my Q24. That's why now I have to find the composite index for 24, 23. That is why I said you cannot use this formula first. You have to find out the composite index for 24, 23. And how to find it? Okay, if you read this question, you see how many years? 2022, 2024, 2023. Can you see 3 years in the same question? It means you will use the smiley face method, right? And what is the smiley face? How to use the smiley face? You write the year here first. So the year here, the oldest year here is 2022, followed by 2023, and the latest year is 2024. And since I'm finding composite index for 24, 23, which is here, it means here and here also I have to masukkan composite index. You faham? Takkanlah sini you masuk I, tak boleh. You kena masuk I dash also, which is the composite index, right? It means the smiley face method is like you can use it to find I, you can also use it to find I dash, right? So now I'll use to find I dash. So I dash 24, 22, they already give you, which is 143. But the 23, 22 one, the I dash you have to refer here, right? But you don't go and tengok sini, I 23, 22. I already said this all cannot because these are all I. I want the I dash, the composite index, which is 127, right? Unless the soalan got mentioned keyword here, got mentioned A, B, C, D, or E, then only you can choose accordingly. But since this question never mentioned any keyword and it's talking about the whole cake chocolate, of course you have to take the average, which is 127. The 127 is the I dash for 23, 22. So the I dash for 23, 22 is 127. Okay, now how to use this? How do you continue from here? Out of these three lines, which one is the longest line? Yang paling bawah, right? So the longest line, 143, will always equals to these two darab times 100. These two darab bahagi 100. So what I do is here is I take 143 is equals to 127 times with this. And this thing represents I bar, I dash for 24, 23, divide 100. So now I can find my composite index for 24, 23. I just pindah 143 times 100, divide 27. My calculator give me, ayo, what happened? 14300 divided 127. Okay, my calculator give me 112.598. So 112.60. But this is not the answer. This is just the composite index. And this value, you can put it in here. But now I will use the answer button because it's more accurate if you use the answer button. So I will tekan answer, divide 100 times 85. So 95.708. But this one is RM lah. So it's RM 95.70871. It means 95 ringgit 71 cents. All right. Okay, finally, we are at the last question. 15 I won't do. 15 is the kinematics, right? So 14 is the last question, and then we are done. So this is the linear programming, and it's worth 10 marks also. Okay, where should I do the working? Okay, I'll just do here. Okay, let's read the question first. 14. Amsha allocates 200 to buy X workbooks and Y reference books. So I already know separ X, separ Y. Workbook and reference book. Workbook is the X, reference book is the Y. And this one represents number, means bilangan. Bilangan book, bilangan buku. The total number of books purchased is not less than 20. Not less than, not less than, not less than, not less than. Bigger sama dengan. Okay, B sama dengan 20. And the first inequality, you know already, it's X plus Y. Bigger sama dengan 20 because not less than, right? Next one, number of workbook purchased, which is X, is at most means smaller sama dengan twice the number of reference books. So 2Y lah, right? Reference is Y mah. Okay, I already have two inequality. Final one. The price of workbook is 10 ringgit. So price of workbook is 10 ringgit. So for one workbook is 10 ringgit. But what if I have X? It means 10X lah. And then the price of reference book is Y, so 5Y. So this one, the tajuk here is price, right? And then it says write three inequalities other than X bigger 0, Y bigger 0 that satisfy all the above constraints. Okay, I already write two inequalities. There is one more. So what is one more inequality? It will be the RM200, right? Because RM200 is the allocate, right? It means your price cannot let more than 200. It has to be less than or sama dengan 200. Because this is like the budget, right? Like he only have 200 ringgit. So tak boleh lebih lah, tak boleh lebih. So have to be less than sama dengan 200. And here I'll write 10x plus 5y, right? So the total price cannot more than 200. So less than sama dengan. Okay, I already have three inequalities. Now we can do part B. Okay, but if you look at this inequality, can kecilkan. And if you can kecilkan, you can kecilkan. Divide 5, divide 5, divide 5, 2x, divide 5, 1y, divide 5, 40, right? So what are the three inequalities? This one is the first one. Okay, wait. So how to write? This one is the first one, this one is the second one, this one is the third one, right? This one is actually come from here. You just simplify it. Divide 2. Divide 5. Divide 5. Okay, let's go B. B says using a scale of 2 cm to 5 on both axes, construct and shade the region R that satisfies. Okay, before you sketch the graph, before you draw the graph, you need to find some points first. So what you do, you have to let and change all this inequality to equation. So let x plus y change to garisan, right? Equals 20. And then find 2 points. And then usually the points that I like to find is x equals 0, y equals 0, right? The next one also same. Let x equals 2y, find at least 2 points. And then the last one also same. 2x plus y equals 40. Find 2 points. But if the line is a non-gradient line, you don't have to find 2 points. Because if a non-gradient means the line is completely horizontal or completely vertical, means dia exactly straight. Kalau dia straight, you tak payah cari point. Okay, because it's a non-gradient line. And for non-gradient line, the equation is like this: y equals number ataupun x equals number. But if the equation looks like this, other x, other y, other x, other y, other x, other y, means confirm it's a sengit punya line, right? And all these points you will ganti x equals 0, y equals 0, right? Actually, it doesn't. You don't necessarily have to ganti x equals 0, y equals 0. You can ganti any point you want. It's just that I prefer x 0, y 0 because it's easy to plot. Okay, if x equals 0, y equals 20, y equals 0, x equals 20 also. So, yeah. When x equals 0, y will be 0 divided 2, which is 0. But what happens when I ganti y 0, x will be also 0. Can you see this 0, 0 and 0, 0 should I repeat? So I have to erase this and change to another point. Because later when I plot, I have to have two different points so that I can draw the line. So if they both are the same point, then I cannot draw. That's why I have to choose another point. So why not I choose y equals 20? Because if y is 20, 20 times 2 is 40. Right? So later I can choose this point. All right. Actually, you can choose any point you want. It doesn't necessarily have to be 20. For those that want to choose 30 here, can also. Then your point will be 60, 30 lah. Can also. Any point, you can look at any point you want. All right. Okay, same here. What is x 0? 0 times 2 is 0. So y is 40. But y is 0. X will be 40 divided 2, 20. Okay, I'm done finding all the points. Now it's time to draw in the graph paper. They already give me the scale 2 cm to 5 books on both axes. So 2 cm to 5 books on both axes. So let's go to the graph. I need to use 8 kotak. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So can I put my 0 here? Okay, it's not enough if I put here. Okay, let's just put paling bawah sini lah. Right? So 2 cm to how much just now? I forget already. 2 cm to 5. Yeah, 2 cm to 5. So let's go. Let's label the axis first. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, right? And then this will be 5, 10, 15, 20. This one you have to use, x-axis have to use 8 kotak, y-axis have to use 10 kotak. It means this one you have to go until 50. So 20, 25, until 50, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Okay, now I will draw the axis. Okay, so this is my y-axis. So let's kecilkan. Okay, now I will use your ruler to join the axis. So this is the y-axis, and then your x-axis will be like this. Okay, so right x here. Okay, done. Now it's time to plot. Okay, salahkan sikit. All right, let's plot the first point. The first point is 0, 20, 20, 0, and the equation is x plus y 20. So let's plot 0, 20, 20, 0. 0, 20 is here, 20, 0 is here. And when you plot, when you draw a line, you will use the pembaris panjang. So like this. All right. And don't forget to write the equation afterwards. All right. So what is the equation? X plus y equals 20. Okay. So make sure it's like accurate. Okay. X plus y equals 20. Sudah siap. Next point. Next point. Next point. Next line. Okay. What is the next line? The next line is the x equals 2y punya garisan. 0, 0, 40, 20. 0, 0, 40, 20. X equals 2y. 0, 0. Oops. 0, 0, 40, 20. Okay, and the equation for this is x equals to y. So time to draw garisan. Use pembaris panjang, garis. Yep, I think this is good enough. Yeah. Now for my last garisan, last garisan, last garisan is 0, 40, 20, 0. Let's go. 0, 40, 20, 0. 0, 40 is here. 20, 0 is here. Okay, so let's plot. Let's draw the line. 0, 40, 20, 0 like this. This one panjangkan sikit. Okay, I think it's good enough. Now we write the equation. What is the equation? 2x plus y equals 40. Okay, after we draw the graph, we still have to shade, because it says here construct and shade the region R. So how do we shade? We look at the inequality symbol. So the first line, x plus y 20, we have to make sure y is positive and then tengok dari y. So the y sudah positive, tengok dari y. What symbol is this? Bigger. But which line? X plus y 20 line have to be bigger. So which one is the x plus y 20 line? This one. This one, right? So if this one have to be bigger means my R must be either here, 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 or here, right? And then I keep And then I look at the next inequality. The next one is x smaller sama dengan 2y. Okay, this one is smaller, but actually when you load it, you have to load it bigger. You know why? Because you have to tengok dari y positive. Can you see y is already positive on this side? So if you tengok dari y, it's not smaller anymore, it's bigger because you have to tengok dari sini. You have to put your eyes here and then tengok dari sini. So this is actually bigger. So which line? X equals 2y, 2y bigger. Remember to tengok dari y positive. So which is the x equals 2y garisan? This one. So if this one is the x equals 2y, and it has to be bigger means atas sini lah, right? So I think I can erase this 2r. It means it's definitely not here and it's not here. So only these two possible answer left. Now we look at the third inequality. This one, which is 2x plus y equals smaller sama dengan 40. But you have to tengok y positive, tengok dari y. So this one is smaller, right? Smaller, but which garisan? 2x plus y 40 garisan. So smaller, so this is the garisan. Smaller means down here, right? So definitely my shaded region is this shape lah. So I will load it here. But the R you have to stay there. Yeah, the R have to, because they asked you to label R, right? But this R you have to erase lah. This R you erase, right? So this is how you get full mark for part B. Okay. So now I think I can continue with C. See what they want. Okay, C. Let's do my C working here lah. Okay, Shah bought 15 reference book, but reference book is represented by Y. So I think here I'll write when Y equals 15, right? And then it says here, using the graph constructed, find the maximum money balance. Okay, maximum money balance. Do you remember how many money he have? How much money he have? RM 200, right? So how can I make sure? How can I find the money balance? I will take 200 minus with the spending money lah. Spending money, then I will get the balance, right? But I want the maximum, I want the money balance to be maximum, to be maximum. So what do you think I have to calculate now? I have to calculate the minimum value of X lah. Why I have to calculate minimum? Even though they say maximum, but it's the maximum money balance. So if I want my money balance 200 ringgit, I want my balance to be a lot. It means I have to spend less. Do you agree? So I have to find the X minimum supaya saya punya balance boleh maximum. You faham maksud saya? But what if they say find the maximum of X? Let's say I change the question, find the maximum of X. Then what you find here? Of course, you find X maximum lah. If the question asks like that, it's very obvious already, right? But this question, they are finding maximum money balance. So if you want your balance to be maximum, it means you have to spend less. It means you have to find the X minimum. I hope you understand. So now I'm going to go to Y equals 15 and find X minimum. So this is my graph. Y equals 15 is here. I will draw a dotted line. And the moment the dotted line touch the curve, that is when I tarik to X axis. This is the X minimum, right? But what if they ask X maximum? If they ask X maximum, you will take 12 as your answer because you will keep going. Because maximum means you will stop here, right? If minimum means the first contact point with the shaded region, you will tarik. But if they want maximum, you will tarik until the final contact point. You will stop here. You will not keep going because there's no shaded region already. You will just stop here and then tarik. But if you tarik here, you get 12.5, right? But this one is number of workbook. So you cannot tell me 12.5 workbook. Mana ada buku yang jual like setengah buku, tak ada. So what you have to do is you have to choose another point that is inside the shaded region and is near to here, which is 12. Okay, you cannot choose 13 because 13 is already outside the shaded region. Means it does not satisfy already. So you will choose a point that is inside, you will choose 12. Kalau dia mau maximum lah. But saya sudah bagi tahu this question I need to find minimum, right? That's why the X minimum is 5, right? After I get my X minimum 5, now I can calculate my total spending money, right? Or you can write total price. Remember the total price is 10x plus 5y. This one, right? 10x plus 5y. So it will be 10 bracket x plus 5y. The x is 5, the y is 15. So now you will get, what you get? Let's press calculator. 125. But this is not the answer. This is not the answer. This is the total price yang dia kena bayar dekat counter. Because she has 200 ringgit. So what is the maximum money balance? So the money balance is equals to RM 200 minus 125 because he has 200 ringgit. So you will get 75 here. All right. So the answer is RM 75. Okay. Hope you understand. So I repeat one more time. They want maximum money balance. That is why you have to find the minimum value of X when Y equals 15. All right, because if you find the X maximum, it means your money balance will be less than this. It will be less than this because if you find X maximum, means the value here will be lagi besar. If the value here lagi besar, it means the balance lagi sikit. You faham? Because we will take 200 minus this value. So I repeat one more time. Maximum money balance means you want your balance to be a lot. It means you have to spend less. That's why you have to find X minimum. Okay, I hope you understand my explanation. So that's all. 15 I won't do. I already mentioned is the kinematics. So kertas peperiksaan tamat. All right. Hope this video helps and see you next video. Bye bye.